The Kremlin offering strong support to China amid the tensions over Taiwan. Moscow warning Washington against any provocative moves that it says could aggravate the situation. News and analysis at townhall.com. The head of the Secret Service putting retirement on hold as the agency deals with an inspector general's investigation and congressional inquiries.
James Murray had planned to end his 27-year career with the Secret Service this coming weekend. But things changed amid questions about agents deleting text messages around the time of the January 6th attack on the Capitol. Murray says in a statement he will remain in his role for the betterment of the agency. The Secret Service has admitted that messages were deleted when its phones were migrated to a new system in the weeks after the attack. House Select Committee member Florida Stephanie Murphy says the committee was told individual agents were given the go-ahead to decide what to keep and what to delete. Tim McGuire, Washington.
Stock futures pointing to a higher open on Wall Street in less than half an hour. The Dow futures are up 25 points. The NASDAQ futures ahead 103 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Friday. Welcome to it.
I was waiting to see if he had the dual camera fixed before I broke the lens wipe out.
He does not.
He does not. Although,
I just saw your t-shirt right as I was talking and made me giggle. Coffee's for closers.
Coffee is for closers only. I got this at a Goodwill in just outside of Las Vegas, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
It's a good shirt.
It is a good shirt. I'm like, I got to get it. I feel like there's a lot of Glenn Ross fans.
I think you should wear that to Artesia on Tuesdays.
I think I have.
Have you?
I think it got brought up last time.
Oh, did it? I must have not paid attention. I don't know.
Thomas got a kick out of it.
I bet, yeah. That's the one I was thinking of getting a kick out of it. Yep. So, but to everyone else that doesn't care about Sean's shirt, happy Friday.
I feel like since there's just the one camera, I need to run over and show people.
Give it time. Yeah, one of our cameras is on the kibosh this morning. It's been for the last couple of days, actually.
Here's the thing: one of our cameras are union, and they're currently on strike. So we have one that's acting. It's a scab.
Yeah.
But besides that, the rest of them are out picketing.
Out on the street. Mm-hmm. If you're out on Main Street and you see a couple of cameras with signs,
right? We would film it, but well,
yeah.
Hands are tied here, people.
Microphones, we reached an agreement with, right. So we're okay on that. Mm-hmm. So, but happy Friday, happy McDonald's Friday, as it is every single Friday here in the Roswell Talk FM Studios. Big thank you to the fine folks at McDonald's providing us delicious breakfast treats each and every Friday. Did you get your oatmeal today?
I have not cracked the seal on the oatmeal just yet.
Okay. What was Roy? What were you carrying earlier? It was not a sandwich. Did you have like hotcakes or something or bacon? What?
You talking to Roy? Or?
Yeah, Roy had like a platter earlier, and I don't know if he had hotcakes on there, but I was like, man, he had like what you had going on there earlier?
Bacon, sausage, and scrambled eggs.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah,
like
he had a big breakfast going.
The big breakfast.
I was about to say he was big dogging it over here. I was like, man. It's like somebody had breakfast.
You know what? Lumberjacks. Of course, then you're doing the keto thing now. You're trying to start keto, right? So go ahead and get on mic. So yeah. So just off in the corner. But no, I mean, so obviously you're doing. So you just did like a regular egg, piece of sausage, all the stuff that you can have, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
Scrambled egg.
Hey,
So
nice.
keto at McDonald's.
That's right.
He's doing it.
You can do it too. It's super easy.
I was just saying, I saw him walking with this big plate of food. I was like, man, hey. Yeah, I don't know, this keto diet. I'm like, they're eating better than I am.
Hotcakes are nice, but
I do like meat. But big thank you to McDonald's.
Yes.
Swing by. Oh, by the way, isn't we're wrapping up the final days of Camp McDonald's?
Camp McDonald's, I believe you're right.
Like the Kid Cudi concert is coming up like tomorrow.
That's the one you've latched onto. You hitched your wagon to Kid Cudi.
Well, I didn't know who the guy was a month ago.
See, and that makes me sad because he has one of my favorite songs.
Although I think that's the same guy that's in the Bill and Ted movie, the latest one.
He has the song "Day and Night," which was like my ringtone for like a year. It's a good song.
Yeah, I'm
trying
almost
to
50. I don't listen to
he did a song for the Sonic the Hedgehog 2 movie.
Did he?
Nice. Didn't see that either.
Dude. Okay.
I haven't seen any Sonic movies.
Now this is I'm gonna lose you on this one.
All right.
The new Elvis movie. I know I'm with you. You got me. You're with me so
Which
far.
I want to see. I haven't
Right.
seen.
There's a song on the soundtrack to that movie that I am absolutely. I can't hear it. It's like the biggest earworm of all time.
Yeah.
But I play it like every single day, and it's by this singer called Doja Cat.
Yes, he does.
Yes, I do.
All right.
Have you not? I'm not going to play it because it's explicit. But the hook is, and it's called Hound Dog.
Okay.
Or it's actually called Vegas, but the theme is Hound Dog.
Does he use like some of Elvis's?
Well, the hook is this like older black lady going, "You ain't nothing but a."
Okay. So like a soul version of it. Okay.
You know I had to hit it. Let's see. I'm trying to get to the Cam McDonald's thing, by the way.
Okay.
But no, the song is fantastic. But it's one of those songs where it's like, you hear it.
Was it made for the movie? Or
Yes,
was it a hit before that?
No, it was made for the movie.
Okay.
But you hear it once, and you're going to be walking around all day just going, I get it.
Okay.
I get it.
I'm a sucker for movie soundtracks and things. Every once in a while. Like to this day, the I'm a Man of Constant Sorrow is stuck in my head.
You know what? That was another one of those phenomenal soundtracks.
Yeah.
It looks like Cam McDonald's is actually wrapped up.
Oh, I thought the 31st was the last day.
Don't see it. At least it's not popping up with Camp McDonald's.
No, I thought like the 31st was like the last day of it. That was like all month long.
Let me go to deals. That could.
Yeah, when you played that Vegas song, it was hard to believe that was in the movie because it doesn't sound very accurate. To
Have you seen the Elvis movie?
No.
Oh,
not yet.
Okay, because I want to see
I've
it.
heard really good things.
I just haven't gone and saw. Is it still
But it's
playing?
like this
theater?
modern pop song in this, song about the 50s or whatever.
Well, they do that a lot in older movies, and they put.
Yeah, I'm not.
What did you ask?
Is it still in theaters? The Elvis movie?
I think so. Yeah.
If not, it's going to be on one of the streamers here very soon.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like anything for Cam McDonald's is coming up.
I guess.
But
I guess they wrapped up already.
I will tell you this: I think the deal's still going on. All of their frozen drinks, all sizes, $2.
Nice. So if you want to try the wild cherry, the Coca-Cola,
the Coke Freeze is so good. You know how like McDonald's sciences up everything, like how their soda is the best soda? Mm-hmm. So I don't know how they did it. Every time I've ever had like a Slurpee, an Icy, or whatever you call it, it almost instantaneously, if it's a hot day, the bottom quarter of it just becomes liquid.
Yeah, like soda. Flat soda. Or
but at that
Coke.
point, it's just syrup.
Yeah.
It's not very enjoyable. I like the experience of drinking the Icy. I don't know how they did it. McDonald's figured out a way that my car with no AC on a 104-degree day, in my hot hand, I can cruise around and it stayed icy the whole time.
Nice.
It, like, to the point where I had to tap the cup out.
Wow. To get the stuff. It was that solid.
It was that solid. They have perfected the iced beverage.
Nice. And today, being another 100 day, it ought to be a good, or just under 100.
That's my go-to. If I'm out doing other things.
Have you mixed?
I haven't tried.
Like,
I
would like to do a half cherry, half Coke.
I wonder if, I bet they would.
I don't see why they wouldn't. Just say, hey, put a half in one and half the other.
Cherry Coke.
Little dance.
That's where I'm going today.
Little to and fro.
All right, Mickey D's. I'll be smooth up in you later.
There you go. Just saying. Well, big thank you to McDonald's.
Yes.
Swing by any of the McDonald's near you here in town, and or in Artesia or in Carlsbad, and they got you covered.
Indeed.
And a big thank you to McDonald's.
Do you drive a Tesla? They got you covered.
That's right.
I don't know if he'll let you use the station, but they got one.
Well, you're going to see them popping up more and more. I'm hearing all kind of plans of various places that are now putting those in the work. Like we were just talking with Kevin Mavers earlier this week, and like the Allsups that they're remodeling stuff, those are going to have the charging ports and all that.
Nice.
So.
I've noticed that almost every, I think it's every one, is getting an overhaul. And by the way, thank God the Allsups on West 2nd and Sycamore is finally getting an overhaul. Will you please do something about that parking lot?
I think they will.
I cannot drive through that parking lot. Like it's so like gutted. Like
Gotcha.
There's so many. The potholes are like deeper than the like where my car. It scrapes my car.
Well, I think that will be rectified.
Well, please fix it. Yeah. Please, Daddy Allsups. That's all I ask. But yeah, I'm excited for that.
So you're gonna see more of those everywhere.
Did you guys happen to talk about the bird scooters at all? Because I'm seeing more of them now. It's like there was a few at first, and now
I saw one
everywhere.
I saw one parked at a dude's house.
Yeah,
he took it to his house.
I see that every now and again.
I think you can.
They'll just come and pick it up.
Yeah, let's come and get it.
Okay,
all right. As long as you're not trying to put it in the garage and close the door.
Yeah,
but you leave it out on the sidewalk or whatever there.
Well, I feel like if you bring it on your private property, that would.
I think you just leave it on the sidewalk in front of your house, maybe.
Yeah.
But it was in his driveway.
No, it was like parked on his lawn.
That's impressive.
Well,
no, actually, I think it was on the sidewalk.
It was actually up on cinder blocks.
How many of these are drunk scoots situations?
Right? I'm exaggerating.
Yeah, I wonder how many SWIs there's been.
I'm wondering, I see a lot of them. To be honest, I just see them sitting. I don't see people on them.
Well, I've seen a few people riding. They go pretty fast from what I've seen.
Yeah, they look like the one or two I've seen people on them. They were scooting.
Like about a month ago, I just randomly put I downloaded the app and I put $20 onto the app. So I have access to one. I thought about doing like a quick Sean Shorts with them, but I don't want to give them the promotion, or just doing like something on TikTok with them. But
okay, well,
just for funsies,
funsies, I do it.
Yeah, I don't think I'm ever going to use it in like a practical situation.
Well,
I thought about it though because I did have the good spot the other day. I was like, well, I could take a bird scooter up, grab lunch and. Come back and still have the good spot. I was like, nah.
You could. That's an idea.
It's like I think it's like $2 to activate it, and then it's like 50 cents a minute.
Okay,
it's a lot.
It is.
Yeah, it ain't cheap.
Yeah, of course, if it beats walking.
Yeah,
especially when it's 100. Let me give you the rundown for the show today. I haven't done that yet. Actually, stay here, Sean, because you might have to fill in the gaps on my middle guest. Amy McVeigh-Tejas joined us yesterday from the Historical Society. We're gonna. She joins us in the 8 o'clock hour talking about the Heritage dinner event. That's we're going to play that for you here in just a few minutes. In the 8 o'clock hour, I think I was out of town on vacation when this was. John Thosen with the 4-H shooting sports. I think that was on the schedule.
Oh, yeah. No, you're absolutely right.
He's going to join us today. I'm not sure what they're talking about. They've got, I don't know if it's fair.
They won a few championships, and they're here to
nice.
to tout that.
Okay, good. So they are out winning awards again.
Mm-hmm.
Those kids. Those pesky kids. Just out winning awards. Awesome. So they'll join us here at the 8 o'clock hour, and we'll chat with them. And then Chavis County Manager Bill Williams will join us, give us an update on last county commission meeting. And we've been 2 ships passing in the night lately in the last couple of weeks. So
I don't know.
Back on the show.
I assume he was joking when he said that his middle name is also William.
I think he was.
I hope so. If not, your parents hate you.
Well, at this point, I wouldn't tell you one way or another. I'd just go with it. If I'm him.
William Williams.
I'm just like, no, that's it.
That's me. I actually go by Billiam Williams.
Billiam.
I always love
he's
that
the
one.
third in his bloodline.
See, William is really one of the most versatile of the names.
Mm-hmm.
William and Richard.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Richard is, but there's only a couple of those that are socially acceptable.
Well, so can Robert.
Yeah, Robert, Rob, Bob.
Mm-hmm. But William is probably because you can go Willie, but then you can go into Billy.
William.
Yeah.
You can just go by Liam.
Yeah.
Do you want to be a real D-bag about it?
Will, Bill, Willie, Billy.
I'm Will.I.am. Will.I.am? I mean, it is the most versatile of names.
There you go.
So maybe your parents just equipped you to be versatile, to be the most versatile you could be.
We'll just call him Utility.
There you go. I like it.
All right, it is 7:18. Let's get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Sunshine for most of the day. Pretty hot. We'll be in the upper 90s, but we do have a little bit of moist air coming in, so some afternoon showers and thunderstorms will be possible. For the overnight hours, maybe a shower until about midnight and down to the low 70s. Sunshine on Saturday, but an isolated late-day shower possible, mid-90s. Maybe an afternoon storm and about 100 Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 74 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 69%. Winds currently out of the northwest at 10 miles per hour. So they're saying we got a 20% chance of some afternoon showers and thunderstorms. They said some of these storms could produce some heavy rain, which we could take, I guess, as long as it's like not 3 inches in a half hour kind of deal. But, you know, a little bit more rain would be good. Mostly sunny otherwise with a high of 96 today. North winds 5 to 10 this morning, shifting to the south and picking up 10 to 15 for this afternoon. Tonight, we're looking at a 20% chance at showers and thunderstorms. Once again, some of these storms could produce some heavy rain, mostly cloudy with an overnight low of 73. South winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. For you Saturday, 20% chance of isolated showers and thunderstorms. Once again, some of those storms could produce heavy rain, mostly sunny with a high of 97 and east winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Saturday night, partly cloudy with an overnight low of 73, winds out of the south at around 10 miles per hour. Sunday, a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms, sunny with a high of 99, south winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. 20% chance of rain Sunday night as well. Mainly before midnight, otherwise mostly cloudy, overnight low of 73. And then when you head back to work on Monday, a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly sunny, high of 98. And just kind of glance at next week, 100 on Tuesday, 101 Wednesday. Wednesday night they talk rain chances again, and Thursday a 30% chance of rain with highs around 100 still. So that's what we're looking at for the weather next couple days. It is 21 minutes after 7. Let's do this. Let's take about a 4-minute commercial break, and then on the other side of the break, we'll play our interview with Amy McVeigh-Tejas from the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Attention Roswell and surrounding areas. Roswell Nissan announces a special vehicle liquidation event. Newly arriving inventory and an overstock on pre-owned vehicles means Roswell Nissan's got to make room. With huge savings on Frontier, Yukon, Ram, and more. Even some 2021s and 22s. And rock bottom back to school savings on Lexus, Chevy, Jeep, and even an Audi A5. If you've been putting it off, now's the time to trade up and save. The vehicle liquidation event on now at Roswell Nissan, 2111 West 2nd.
When you think of home health care here in Roswell, what's the first thing that pops into your head? That's right, Frontier Medical. We've been doing it better than anyone else for over 20 years. From in-home nursing to physical therapy and so much more. Doctors and hospitals from Albuquerque to Lubbock and everywhere in between have been trusting their patients to us here at Frontier Medical. So when it's time to make a choice, remember Frontier Medical. 575-627-1112. Frontier Medical.
Name to remember.
For over 40 years, Sierra Blanca Motors here in Roswell have been providing locals with quality vehicles and are committed to providing you quality vehicles and service for many years to come. No sales gimmicks, no inflated pricing, just a quality pre-owned vehicle listed at retail pricing or less. Have a used vehicle to sell? Get top trade-in value or an amazing cash offer today. Let Danny or Jose provide you a great car buying experience. Call 575-622-7907. or stop by Sierra Blanca Motors at 720 South Main Street in Roswell. Se habla español.
This is a nasty little termite. It loves nothing better than to eat your house, your subfloors, your walls, around your windows, and then they swarm around taunting you.
We're eating your house. We're eating your house.
You'd like to kill them, wouldn't you? But you don't want trenches dug around your home, and you don't want holes in your foundation. That's where Dow AgroSciences and the Centricon Termite Colony Elimination System come to the rescue. The same system that protects the White House can help protect your house. An authorized operator strategically places Centricon stations around your house and then carefully monitors them for termites. If they're found, a professional inserts bait tube devices. The termites take the bait and they die.
I feel like I'm dying.
Kind of like that, only a lot more effective. In fact, Centricon is proven to eliminate the termite colony. Termites are gone with Centricon. No more colony, no more problem. Visit Centricon.com.
Call Bob Reed Pest Control today for all of Southeast New Mexico. 575-623-5344.
Over the next several weeks, we want to give you 5 key elements to a great marriage. This is taken from an article by Drs. Les and Leslie Perot. Hi, this is Pastor Troy and Julie Smotherman for The Joy of Marriage. The first one is ownership, taking responsibility for the good as well as the bad.
1 Corinthians 11:31 says, judge yourself so you won't be judged. It's talking about the judgment of God, but it also applies to our relationships, especially the ones that are closest to us, like marriage. If you'll just take responsibility for your own actions, it's so much easier for our spouses not to have to point out and criticize us.
So we have to take responsibility for our actions and our reactions, our attitudes and our mistakes. You know, most people would learn from their mistakes if they weren't so busy denying them.
You aren't responsible for what your spouse does. You are responsible for doing your part. So just decide today to do your part and take ownership.
Good morning. Start your day with breakfast from the Valley Cafe. Try the Breckwich, full or half, with sausage, crispy bacon, fluffy eggs, pepper jack cheese, and maple Dijon spread, all served on a toasted sourdough. Or their breakfast burritos with your choice of sausage, bacon, or both, perfect to grab and go. You aren't dreaming. The Valley Cafe, open 7 a.m. The Orange Building across from Church on the Move, 801 Brasher in Roswell.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The Goodyear Rubber Company researched and concluded that shoes wear out faster on the right foot than on the left. To fix this, just walk backwards for half the day. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 8:35. I'm taking these off because they're 800 degrees and they're very hot. And I keep sweating like a pig every time I put them on. So I'm taking them off. It is 8:36. And joining us in studio this morning from the Historical Society, Amy McVeigh-Tejas back with us. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm good.
I forgot to pull out my flyer here. I have it right here ready to go.
Going.
But
things are moving and grooving.
Yeah, she's been out of town. But the Historical Society's been going. It's been busy and everything else. And I know we've had a lot going on with just people coming and scheduling of tours and things like that, and coming out and be a part of it, and that's going on. So if you want to see the historical the home and everything else, just give us a call, set up a tour.
Yes,
we can. We're doing all private tours and things.
I think
now.
the day that I was leaving to go on vacation, somebody called. And Miss Jane and Jason did a tour for like 30 people on a Sunday morning at 10 o'clock.
That's great.
And I'm like, that is amazing. And Jason's like, that was a lot of fun, you know?
Yeah.
And it is a lot of fun. And I bring that up because I want to remind people that I get continuously, when are you going to be open regular? You know, right now that is our new regular.
Mm-hmm.
And I am so proud to say, if we were regular, we could have never accommodated that tour for 30 on a Sunday morning that had to leave by noon or something on Sunday. We were honored to do that. Miss Jane and Jason went to church early. We accommodated them. Everybody was happy. And I'm proud to say, as the keyword buzzword pivoting, I think through this last couple of years we pivoted.
Sure.
And including this drive-through, I'm not saying these things are better, but I am saying they're working under the circumstances.
They're different, but there's aspects that work.
Yeah,
and that's kind of and so if it works, then roll with it.
Yeah. So somebody asked me the other day, "Oh, you're going on the radio again to promote the Heritage Dinner? Are y'all ever going to go back to normal?" Well, to be quite frankly, we will, but none of us on the board are. Who's normal anyway?
Right. Well,
but sure, if we are, of course.
And I'm not going to lie. All of us, we love, we want to honor, recognize people. We love all that. But let's face it, a lot of us kind of like the idea of having all the fancy food and that kind of stuff, but not the rigmarole of putting on the dress or putting on the suit and dressing up and then mingling the night and doing all that. And on like a Thursday night, then people are like,
exactly.
I just worked all day. I'm tired. I want to go watch, eat a dinner, watch my TV, and just hang out with my family. And now we're like, well, you know what? We like doing that too. You do that with your family, and we'll all do this together.
With your neighbors, with whoever. Just like our alumni association event not too long ago, we had that sit-down dinner. Yeah. I'm the first to say, we could have filled that building up, and we did it. Was it a great night? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But people aren't showing up right now, and that's one thing I want to encourage people that are listening. As a matter of fact, I'm thrilled to say our tourism group is getting going again. We're going to have a meeting today.
Right.
And I'm so excited about that. Why? Because things are different. And as much as people want to say, oh, I want things to be normal, I want things to be normal. And then when you try to be normal, people around us aren't being normal.
Sure.
For one reason or another. Life's happening, whatever.
People are apprehensive to come out still.
They are.
Yeah.
So I want to remind people embrace opportunities now, and then I think that will open up the door of opportunity for our normal, new normalist type of scenario.
And let's face it, we talk about like the buy reservation for our tours and things, and to be honest, it works because we don't have a lot of volunteers. That's part of the problem is we don't have volunteers.
Now we have new volunteers though, and it's all different. It's just different. And so if you're wanting a tour, even if you needed it in the morning on a Sunday, you better believe we're going to do it. And I'm proud to say, no matter what we look like in a year, right now we are accommodating more. A larger amounts, and I think we're offering a better service.
Absolutely.
And there's no fee, so come on, it is a win-win.
And let's face it, what the Historical Society does, and it's great in our volume of work and what we do, and to be honest, the day-to-day of it is pretty quiet and not busy, like just crazy busy, but the artifacts and resources and things that the Historical Society is charged with taking care of. That museum, that archives facility, that is an expensive, very expensive charge to do. That is a historic building that requires regular maintenance and upgrades and just things done to it. And you can't just call the local drywall guy to fix it. It's all got to be done in the parameters of a historical building. And then you take our archives facility, which
double utilities,
double
everything.
Yeah, because you got to keep it climate controlled. You got to keep it, in certain lights and things and elevate. Exactly. It costs a lot to keep that. And oh, by the way, especially things that are more air sensitive and all that, they have to keep them in darker areas or more humid, and all that costs money to maintain that stuff.
It is.
And so that's why we're having these dinners, and rather than make you dress up and come out to these things every couple of months, we're saying, let's just do this little thing where, hey, help us out. We're going to give you a nice meal. Come out. We're going to come out and, you'll hear, remind everyone the Historical Society's here for everybody.
That's right.
And then you get to take home a delicious Peppers meal and take it home and spend it with your family and do your thing.
Celebrate it in your own way. We're honoring over 40 different individuals. And I was thinking about this driving over here, how cool it would be. And if you have on our website, we've got the list and fun information about all the people we've honored over the years. But honestly, all attendees have perhaps a little bit closer connection with 1 or 2 or 10 of them.
Yeah.
And I was thinking how fun it would be to get into your groups and really celebrate in your own manner, whether it's whomever it is, whether it's Morgan Nelson or Elvis Fleming, I don't know, whoever it is, or whatever. And we want to challenge whether it's art, whether it's Little League World Series. I was thinking about that, how fun that is. Or XL Energy, us taking for granted. Rick Kraft.
He's the leader.
Or Judy Stubbs.
Yeah.
She's working with tourism.
These are all heritage
people
honorees.
That have impacted history in their unique ways. So I want to encourage people to really take a moment. Take a moment. This is history. We're still living in historical days. You can sit around and gripe about it, or you can celebrate our history and the great things that have happened and how far we've come, and don't lose sight of that. You know, history can impact a 5-year-old or a 95-year-old.
Yep.
And if we get over ourselves and stop griping and looking negative and take an opportunity to embrace our rich history and what we have, there sure is power in putting a smile on your face and blessing others. And I want to mention that while I'm thinking about it is I want to encourage people to pay it forward. Buy a bundle and share it. We've got a listener. I know our silent friend is listening. Hi, buddy.
By the way,
I
just saw online the third helmets for Washington are starting to become available to purchase.
So cool.
So I might have to be able to go digging this now. See what our special friend would like to see me in my commander's gear. But it's kind of hard to get the new stuff now and everything. And I'm kind of picky. I want the legit stuff. So I'm holding out for not the garbage stuff because I'm a fan at the end of the day. It's going to be for me.
No, that's
and I
kind
kind of want the alternate, the black, because it looks cool.
You've held strong to wait it out. So we've waited long enough. You're going to have to wait it out and give us one.
I'm rooting for a team that just got new stuff, so it takes a while to get it.
Exciting. But our silent friend, I know you're listening, and they bought a bundle, and I mean they're feeding themselves, but they're sharing it with others. I just love that fact. We've done that. We've fed so many. Our sweet little volunteers that have stayed true to us, whether volunteering at home or whatever. We love to pay it forward. Let's pay it forward. Let's bless some people. Let's have some fun with it, and at the end of the day, keep the lights open. But have the good food, but take a trip down memory lane, and don't you dare be negative about it. And so, no, this is a time of celebration.
Absolutely.
It is. We've had so many. I think that there's been 7 that I've been a part of, maybe 8. And wow, it's been so fun and so different.
It has.
And if you say, what are you talking about? Please give us a call. I'd love to email you the list. And to me, it's the who's who, if you will. We've talked about that with Leadership Roswell Alumni Association. And it's amazing, these award dinners like this, these same names have popped up, impacting history, doing their thing, and have been so resilient and stood the test of time and impacted and helped us get us where we are today. Look at the area association. Hi, KK. I know she's in Dallas. She's probably not listening.
One of our honorees in the years past of the Heritage Dinners.
In Chaves County. Wow. You know, and we've come so far. We've done so many things. And it is the time to, I remember when we did the milk salute. The milk toast.
Yeah.
Let's take a moment to toast. Let's take another toast.
Gonzalez family, another one of our past honorees just recently.
The good stuff. It's the good stuff. And timing is everything. I've been asked over the years, why did you honor this or that? Or I'm going to tell you what, anybody that showed up for that Gonzalez event, and it was a unique circumstance. It was a unique area. And to know that we honored that family right before the passing of Merced. Wow. Timing is everything.
Sure.
If you believe in a greater power, I believe God gets us where we need to be.
That almost felt like it was meant to be at that moment, doesn't it?
Goosebump moment. I get goosebumps talking about it. These have been special moments. And if you missed out on them, let's take a moment to go down memory lane. And we'd love to talk about it and have these.
Well, I even think this might be a chance to where, like, you know, you've been here your whole life. You're native to where I call Roswell home beginning 2000. That's really, so I've been there.
Wow, yeah.
So for me, kind of peeling back that curtain and learn about some of these people that basically were the people of today that are impacting our community. Learning about the people, the generation before them, here in this community, because that's where I'm a little naive because I didn't get here till 2000. So you know, I know. I'm pretty plugged in with everyone now, but the generation before that was doing this, I'm not so much plugged into.
What I love about so many of these individuals, if you asked, whether it is Rick Kraft, whether it's Judge Jones, whether it's Judge Baldock, I don't know, so many different names. You might mention that name, and 10 different people might say they've been impacted in 10 different ways of like, what? Well, I didn't even know that about those people.
Yeah.
That's what I love the most, is that they've impacted in so many ways. It wasn't about tooting their horn and being on the front page of the paper and saying what you're doing.
Sure.
I think that's an important part of history. Our silent heroes They're not tooting their horn and announcing it.
They're doing it because it's the right thing to do.
Yes, that's the thing.
Yeah.
But a trip down memory lane, drive-through fundraiser, Mike, we've said this. I don't know how many fundraisers I've done with you. I'm getting a little bit worn out. I'm getting a little tired. I'm in the middle of my life, and I'm thinking, really, are we going to wait till the last minute? Well, yes, y'all are. So if you're listening and you've been talking about it and you keep telling me, oh, I need to get my ticket.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, not many of you have purchased tickets. I don't have a problem saying that because it's truth. And I get worried, and I'm talking to Adam, and they're on point. They've ordered all their stuff, and we're thinking, okay, now our community shows up. But if you're telling me...
Yeah, I have faith. That's why she's worried. I'm kind of smiling going,
what?
This happens every
Amy,
time.
Come on.
We're
but
going to do it.
I'm telling you, we're celebrating the past 40 years of the Heritage Dinner.
Yeah.
We better be selling some tickets to honor all these people.
Yeah.
I'm going to be very disappointed if we don't show up more than ever to celebrate the last 40 years. Southwest Printers is amazing. I really appreciate them. We're working on a collectible booklet that you will never get. Never. And don't you dare call me after the fact and say, I want a booklet. It's not going to happen.
Exclusive only to this Heritage Dinner event.
This is.
Yeah.
So let me give you an example. If somebody can't be at that event and they purchase their ticket and they need the booklet, but they want to pay it forward the mail, please do that.
Yeah.
So that's golden opportunity. Make that donation and say, I just got something in the mail. And they said we couldn't attend. I'm going to send that person a booklet, I believe. And they've been part of our history anyways, and I think that's a perfect opportunity.
Something they're going to want later.
So it is August the 25th. Our RSVP deadline is August the 8th. So, yes, in Roswellville, we have all kinds of
That's a month
time.
away in the heads of most people.
We're way early.
August 25th, Miles will be next year.
Oh, absolutely. The food is great.
It is.
Yes, we will be delivering. A lot more people are asking for delivery, and I think that's fun.
Yeah,
we're going to have fun. And if you want Mike Winters to deliver your mail, call and say, Mike Winters, deliver the mail. And I'm all in.
I don't mind because I enjoy it and I'm nosy. And so when you're like, hey, I want Mike to, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna check out your digs. What do you got going on over here? What's up? I got food. Show me around. I'm just kidding.
Have fun with it. Mike can have fun with it. We can get things delivered, and it is. If you want nosy Mike to go deliver, hey,
I'll open your fridge and pick through your stuff. Look what you got here.
Take a picture. Have some fun with it. We will deliver, and we can have a lot of fun. The food's gonna be great. We're working on goodie bags and fun things like that. If you're still listening and want to be part of purchasing or being a sponsor and getting something in those bags, we're having a lot of fun with some events and different things. And give us a call and see how you can get involved. We need sponsors to help cover the cost of the bags and all the things we need to do. But some fun things that I have not mentioned on the radio is the day of the event. Thank you to Tina Williams if you're listening. And
Hot Club on the Pecos going to be there?
Part of it.
Like a portion of it.
Yeah, a portion. Yeah.
Just maybe on the Pecos or Hot Club.
Hot Club.
I don't know if Hot Club on the Pecos will be there, but
Tina
Hot
will
Club
be there playing some great music. They want to have entertainment as people are driving through. It worked so well last time. That's a lot of fun. And so we're looking forward, and I have not finalized. I think there's some other connections we're going to make to have some interesting, fun, or unique things to offer as part of this event. I haven't confirmed that yet. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, we just need your reservations.
Absolutely.
So,
and to be honest, if you have ideas and things you'd love to see the Historical Society do, bring it to us. Game on. The more, the merrier. Get your reservations, and while you're doing it, say, hey, Amy, I would love for y'all to do this. Or something we used to do that maybe love to see come back. Because to be honest, we create these programs and things. I mean, obviously, we're constantly fundraising because
we are.
Because the moment we stop is the moment we run out of money and we can't do our mission.
If you're sick of hearing us fundraise, and I got told that the other day.
Yeah, I understand. We're sick of fundraising, but that's the job. Yeah.
I mean, to be quite honest, I'm the director of the Historical Society, and I think I do more fundraising almost than anything. Yeah. But let me be clear. We get the other things done. We've got fun Sunday programs coming up. Somebody mentioned something else. We love those ideas.
Yeah.
We've got Sunday Fun Day programs coming up. We're still partnering with Italian. We embrace all these opportunities. We're still collecting change.
Yeah.
And bring your change to this event. That's something else. Or if for one reason or another you can't be part of this event, bring your change.
I had fun last time where I was taking big bags of pennies and putting them in Coke bottles and all.
Yeah.
I remember taking bags of pennies and going through there.
We love that. And we even had somebody drive through that didn't have a reservation. That gave change.
Just dropped off a bag of pennies.
That's
Loved it.
awesome.
Yeah, it was great. It was nice. I remember doing that. So please keep it. We'll take your coins and all that stuff.
In your groups, in your organizations, get involved, have fun with it, have a little party. It could be anywhere, and
just want to throw this on the radar for folks too. Is the archives facility is available for rentals? It can comfortably house about 70 people.
We really can, and ladies and gentlemen, I'm having to turn. It's so funny. We are getting a little booked with these things.
Good.
So don't take for granted that our building will be available, especially like Christmas time, the month of December.
Start to fill up. Okay.
Yes, and I'm glad to say that.
Yeah,
I'm glad to say that. It's a great thing.
Yeah.
We love to have events there. We love to hear your story.
But it's got a full kitchen. It's got, it really, so if you've got even a small reception or a business meeting or come and go event.
Private meeting.
Or even if you're doing like a little family get together or something, maybe you got a family reunion or something.
We've had, class reunions.
Yeah, class reunions.
And want to tour, like if you're having an event, but have we did something not too long ago where a group had to eat dinner, but they wanted to do something before dinner. We gave them a tour, and then they went right to dinner. That's
what a great
perfect.
idea.
So a lot of fun. We really can have a tour in about an hour and just make a simple donation and take a moment to have some history and
I think
a little fun thing.
Like a family reunion could have like a fun themed family reunion, and they call it, I don't know, turn of the century night. And everyone comes in.
That's cool.
Turn of the century costumes. Turn of the 2000s. I don't want you dressing up like you did in 1999. Dress up in 1899 and come on out.
Oh, for sure.
And they tour the museum and do a whole thing.
John would have a lot of fun with that. And you could have an author signing, do a lot of fun things. People, I hear that all the time too. You're right. Oh, I don't have anything to dress up for. I'll tell you one thing. If you want to have a tour in the evening, 20, 30 people, do that themed kind of thing. I mean, you could even rent the archives and eat there. If you just want a tour and then
make
go
a meal
somewhere else,
and a thing.
have fun. We can do a lot of fun things.
Maybe get a band like Hot Club on the Pegas, have a little dance going
there
on.
You go.
Yeah, you can do a little
music
thing.
for sure.
But anyway, don't forget, August 25th is the Heritage Dinner. That'll be a Thursday night. That night will be very similar to our other drive-thru events. Once you've made your reservation here, that Wednesday night, beginning at 5:30 to 5:30 to 6:30 is the hour window.
The pickups, and we'll deliver between 5 and 6. So you literally could go home right after work or whatever. We could bring it right to you. So delivery from 5 to 6, pickups 5:30 to 6:30.
But yeah, if you do the pickup, which is you just come through. You'll go to the Historical Society.
To the museum
you'll
first.
pick up your tickets. Yep. Then you'll drive through their little gauntlet there, and then you'll head over to Pepper's. Yep. There'll be another line. You get right through there,
We've
and
got
they'll
great
take your ticket.
signage over there. It's on the Bank of America
Our
side.
volunteers.
It's not the main entrance.
Yeah, you come off. If you come off of Fifth Street from the Historical Society, you'll
go right there.
Yeah,
you'll see the signage. It's on the other side. But if you haven't done this before, it's a lot of fun. Every time we hear this all the time. I didn't really think I loved it. So please give us a call. If you have questions, call the museum 622-8333. Email me at historydirector@outlook.com. You can go to our website right now at roswellmhistory.org to get more information. And if you have questions about past honorees or ways we can celebrate, get somebody on the radio, do unique fun things. We're all in to celebrate these amazing people that have impacted our history.
Absolutely.
At the end of the day, that's what it's all about.
And if all you care about is the food, here's what it is. And I don't. If you're like, yeah, that's fine. What's
the?
Yeah, fine.
There you go.
God bless you, because I'm in your camp. I resemble that remark. Right. It's like, yeah, that's wonderful. What's the food?
What's the food? That's right.
No. Dinner will consist of, and now each box comes with dinner for two. It's $100, and it's a dinner for two. And you'll get a shrimp appetizer for both, which that's going to start a fight. I'm just telling you, it's going to start, because someone's going to want the extra shrimp, and y'all are going to.
My husband's listening. You got it. I love you. I love you. You got the shrimp.
But she's getting the shrimp.
He'll fight. We won't even fight over it.
No, you just concede the shrimp.
That's how much I love him. That's right.
Oh, that's love. When
that
you give
is love.
When they give you the big shrimp.
That's what I'm talking about. See?
You also get a beef entree, which is going to be a braised beef tip. There'll also be a chicken entree, which is a spinach and artichoke grilled chicken. So, usually my wife and I split those. Like, we'll take half and half.
That's the best way to do it.
But y'all do you. And then, of course, each meal, the sides will be the red new mashed potatoes, a summer squash medley, rolls butter, plus you get a dessert for two. And I don't care what the dessert is, even if it doesn't look appetizing or looks like something you're into, eat it anyway, because I'm not into fruit and all that. And I was like, I'll eat it. And it was delicious.
And
But
we're kind of having fun with it. It is kind of a mystery. It's kind of surprised because we have heard, people have really been impressed with the dessert. So it is a lot of fun.
Well, it's just because I'm not a fruit guy and I don't like, so I poo-poo fruit desserts. And I'm like, I'll eat it. And then it's like, this is really good. So I just...
Adam and them are having fun with that. Thanks a lot. I honestly do not know what it is.
Yeah.
And they're having a lot of fun with it. So that's fun.
It's delicious, whatever.
It will be, guaranteed. It'll be amazing.
But please, RSVP, get your tickets. August 8th, we really want to make that a hard deadline.
We do. We need to.
I know we've, in the past, we're like, all right, we'll let you go to the 10th. But
this is a unique situation with food. And out of respect for Peppers and everything, and we have to do that.
And from what I'm understanding, and I could be wrong on this, really the big thing is it's not even so much the meats and things, it's the trays.
It's the containers.
With the containers and things that we need to deliver these meals.
We need to know. We need to know our
Those are the kind of things they're having logistical issues with. So please reach out. Again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate. Calls 575-622-8333. Look for the Historical Society's Facebook page. Like and follow. Shoot
follow
messages. Instagram on there, too, as well. And, of course, you can always check out their website where you can find and get your reservations.
For sure.
RoswellNMhistory.org.
And we've got some save the dates. We've got some great events coming up.
Yeah. And, of course, if you want to do a little shopping, you got some birthdays or special occasions coming up here. We've got our local authors and great selection of books from not only John LeMay and Donna Blake Burchell, but some of our other great authors and things, too. Two Elvis Fleming books in there.
For sure.
We got the Peter Hurd prints, which make a beautiful gift or collection for you. They're all what is there, like 6 different prints to choose from?
I think more than that.
Is it more than that?
6 or 7.
Yeah. Different themes or
and
scenes.
some were limited on. Not all of them. It was some were limited on. So give us a call. And any way we can celebrate history.
Absolutely. And we'd love to see you come out and drive through and see what shenanigans we create on the 25th out there.
That's right.
Half the fun is us being stupid out there, too.
It's going to be fun. It will be fun, guaranteed. And if you want to be a part of it, somebody from I'm going to give a shout out to the Carrick County and Chaves County Health Council.
Oh.
Valerie, if you're listening, she heard about it and they want to partner with us more. And she's like, I'll volunteer. And I'm like, you go, Valerie.
Love it.
Valerie, if you're listening, I need to get your T-shirt size. We're going to have a lot of fun. And that's the Carrick County and Chaves County Health Council coming out to celebrate history. So I think that's a great idea.
More the merrier.
More the merrier. Today's a hard day for my husband. Ralph, if you're listening, we love you.
We're thinking and praying for you.
You got it.
There you go.
Yep.
You're listening.
Now for your Pecos Valley News Update, I'm Jared Cirillo. The Eddy County Fair schedule for today includes the Poultry Show, Heifer Show, and Market Cattle Show, along with a pecan contest and auction. The evening entertainment will include bull riding at 7:30 in the arena, and then Aaron Watson will headline the concert starting at 9:30. For Saturday activities, they include the always popular chili cook-off, a cornhole tournament, and the 4-H and FFA awards ceremonies. Dozens of earthquakes have been recorded in the last few days in West Texas. Several of them felt as far away as Carlsbad and Artesia. Late last week, a 4.6 magnitude shaker was recorded about 34 miles south of Whites City, New Mexico, in West Texas. There were no reports of damage or injuries, but some people did report feeling the slight tremor all the way here. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo reporting.
All of America should have access to fast broadband service. But wait till you hear how much the Biden administration has wasted to bring it to just 31,000 people in rural communities. I'm Kim Commando, brought to you by SimpliSafe. Get a free indoor security camera plus 20% off with interactive monitoring at simplysafekim.com. Elon Musk's fleet of Starlink satellites will cover the entire planet wirelessly with high-speed internet access. Congress, through the FCC, gave Musk $900 million to guarantee Starlink coverage for those 31,000 rural Americans. But the Biden administration, apparently oblivious to that $900 million, is spending another $400 million to bring wired service to the very same people in the same areas. That's $1.3 billion to bring redundant service to just 31,000 people, $42,000 per person. Our tax dollars at work, my friends. I post breaking tech news 24/7 at my website. That's commando.com. Innovative businesses see every day as an opportunity to create something new. Dell Technologies advisors are here with tools and expertise to help you do incredible things, because Dell Technologies believes there's an innovator in all of us. To do more with a Latitude laptop, Dell Technologies recommends Windows 11 Pro for business. Find tech that suits you by calling a Dell Technologies advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL, 877-ASK-DELL. Innovative businesses see every day as an opportunity to create something new. Dell Technologies advisors are here with tools and expertise to help you do incredible things, because Dell Technologies believes there's an innovator in all of us. To do more with a Latitude laptop, Dell Technologies recommends Windows 11 Pro for business. Find tech that suits you by calling a Dell Technologies advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL, 877-ASK-DELL.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Sunshine for most of the day. Pretty hot. We'll be in the upper 90s, but we do have a little bit of moist air coming in, so some afternoon showers and thunderstorms will be possible. For the overnight hours, maybe a shower until about midnight and down to the low 70s. Sunshine on Saturday, but an isolated late-day shower possible, mid-90s. Maybe an afternoon storm and about 100 Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. The U.S. economy shrank from April through June for a second straight quarter, raising fears that the nation may be approaching a recession. The decline that the Commerce Department reported Thursday followed a 1.6% annual drop from January through March. President Biden and his administration went all out Thursday to play down the troubling new economic report, trying to pull focus instead to major legislative progress on measures to tame inflation, reduce debt, and preserve America's competitive edge. JetBlue Airways is buying Spirit Airlines for $3.8 billion in a deal that could increase competition at the top end of the U.S. airline industry, while eliminating the largest discount airline for travelers on a tight budget. The agreement announced Thursday capped a bidding war that began in April, and it came one day after Spirit's attempt to merge with rival discount carrier Frontier Airlines fell apart. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Yup, it's back to school season, and Roswell Honda wants to get you geared up with the 5th annual Back to School Blowout. Stop by Roswell Honda now through July 29th and register your kids to get a backpack chock full of supplies absolutely free. Then on July 30th, join Roswell Honda for the Back to School Bash with lots of free food and fun stuff for the whole family. And that's not all. While you're there, register to win a brand new desk, office chair, and HP laptop. Register now for the Back to School Blowout, July 30th, 10 to 1 at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd.
Fall classes at ENMU Roswell start August 15th. Register now on campus or online. Whether you're a new student, returning student, or want to learn new skills or a trade, we have the programs and financial aid to support you every step of the way. Take classes during the day, evening, or online. Talk with an advisor today. Call 575-624-7294 or log on to roswell.enmu.edu.
ENMU Roswell.
Buying a sewing machine from a big box store or online might seem like a bargain, but in this case, you really do get what you pay for. Just the machine. No lessons, no help with figuring out why it isn't working the way you expect, and no one close to fix it. Buying locally from an authorized retailer may cost a little more, but in the end, it will save you time, money, and aggravation. Come see me, Chris Ann, at So Easy Sewing, 200 East College Boulevard in Roswell, and let me show you why it pays to shop local. So Easy Sewing. You've never had it so easy.
I find the past to be an odd thing. Sometimes, when I'm reminiscing about the past, I remember it as the best of times. Other times, I'm reminded of failures and hardships. Sometimes it makes me sad, oftentimes it just makes me mad. I also meet many people who were stuck in the past. They're stuck in what used to be. Sometimes they're even stuck in their own brokenness and sin. So what do we do about the past? My advice is to celebrate the good, mourn and bury the miserable, and learn as many lessons as we can on the journey, looking forward to what lies ahead. Paul would say in Philippians 3, forget what lies behind and press on toward the goal. The goal he's talking about is the future. The truth is, I can't change the past. That chapter is already written. I can write a new chapter though, hopefully one that has God at its center and the joys that flow through Him. What about you? How do you want your next chapter to read?
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Linen can absorb up to 20 times its weight in moisture before it feels damp. Now, you don't have to get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom anymore. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 7:57. Stay tuned next hour. We're going to have John Thosen join us, and I believe some of the Chaves County 4-H shooting sports kids going to join us, give us an update on what they've been up to, winning awards and whatnot. So that's coming up next hour. I got a text earlier from your voice of the Roswell Coyotes, Art Sandoval. This weekend is Roswell High class of 1992, their 30th reunion weekend. You young kids, I didn't realize I'm 1 year older than Art, I guess, because I graduated in 91. So them young kids, them class of 92ers, they're having their reunion this weekend. And so if you're a part of the Roswell High class of 92, they invite you out. The reunion will begin tonight at Rachel's Place, starting at 7 to midnight, food and dancing. I'm not sure if that order or not, but they'll be both. A tour of Roswell High School tomorrow, and then they're going to have dinner and food tomorrow night at the Country Club from 7 to midnight. So if you're part of the class of Roswell High 1992.
Our class didn't do one this year. A few of us on Facebook got together. We're like, this is our 20 year. It's 2002.
Yeah,
class 2002. It was our 20, but yeah, me and like Fontaine and a couple other people that were vocal about it on Facebook. It was like, Facebook is sort of like our reunion all the time.
Yeah.
Like we kind of keep up with each other. But at the same time, a tour of Roswell High, because I haven't been down them halls in years. I'd love to see what's changed, what's exactly the same.
Maybe you class of 92ers can grab a class of 2000 tour.
Yeah.
tour. And take them on the tour with you.
Yeah, maybe one of you 1992ers make me your plus one.
There you go. But
I got kids
so if you're class of 92, come on out to Rachel's Place tonight, beginning at 7, and then come out to the high school. I'm not sure what time they're doing that. I guess you can find it at Rachel's Place tonight, and then tomorrow night out at the Country Club. So
is Rachel's Place a restaurant?
I think. I'm not sure.
We're going to Rachel's.
Yeah. It's 8 o'clock. Town Hall News next. We'll be back.
Bill Cunningham is now in Roswell on 106.5 FM, KEND Roswell.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. A state of emergency declared by Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear in response to deadly flash flooding in eastern Kentucky.
In a word, this event is devastating.
The death toll is 8, although Beshear does expect it to rise. Some nearby areas of Virginia and West Virginia have also been hit by flooding, rock, and mudslides. A Commerce Department inflation gauge, it's closely tracked by the Federal Reserve, jumped 6.8% in June from 1 year ago, the largest increase in 4 decades. On a month-to-month basis, prices rose 1% from May to June, faster than the 0.6% rise from April to May, and the biggest such jump since 2005. Republicans blasting Democrat plans to spend hundreds of billions of dollars more while hiking business taxes amid a shrinking economy and raging inflation. President Biden and his Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping spent a couple of hours on the phone yesterday. Beijing says it warned President Biden not to play with fire when it comes to Taiwan. Analyst Craig Singleton says that if House Speaker Pelosi goes ahead with a visit to Taiwan, well, things could get dicey.
We're likely, I think, to see an increase and a noticeable increase in Chinese airspace incursions in and around Taiwan in the event that she proceeds with her trip. We may even see something called a median line incursion, and that's a breach of the maritime border that exists in the center of the Taiwan Strait.
Singleton, a senior fellow at the Foundation for the Defense of Democracies. AAA out with its latest gas price report. The national average for a gallon of regular is now $4.25. Stocks are higher on Wall Street. The Dow is up 66 points. The Nasdaq ahead 122 and the S&P 29 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hey, I'm Andy.
If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover, all for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter 3388 at checkout. That's harrys.com, code 3388. Enjoy.
Colombia and Venezuela reestablishing diplomatic ties that were cut several years ago.
Gustavo Petro's election win in Colombia was always likely to signal a return to warmer ties with Venezuela. However, that has happened so quickly after his victory at the polls shows that the leftist president-elect in Colombia represents a far more palatable neighbor for the socialist government in Caracas. Ties worsened 3 years ago after Colombia recognized the then head of the National Assembly, Juan Guaidó, as president, prompting outrage from the administration of President Nicolas Maduro.
The BBC's Will Grant. Inflation in the 19 European countries that use the euro currency soared to another record high, hitting 8.9% this month. That, according to official EU statistics released this morning, an increase of 8.6% from June, with rising energy costs getting much of the blame. News and analysis at townhall.com. Could be a big corporate merger in the airline industry if it wins government approval.
JetBlue Airways has agreed to buy Spirit Airlines for $3.8 billion and create the nation's 5th largest airline if the deal can win approval from antitrust regulators. The agreement Thursday capped a months-long bidding war and arrives one day after Spirit's attempt to merge with fellow budget carrier Frontier Airlines fell apart. Together, JetBlue and Spirit would have about 9% of the U.S. air travel market. American, United, Delta, and Southwest control about 80% when international flights are included. Keith Peters reporting.
President Biden applauding final congressional approval of a $280 billion package of aid for the domestic semiconductor industry. The House passed the bill with 24 Republicans voting yes. The president says it will make cars, appliances, and computers cheaper. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The deuce.
Of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Friday.
Yep.
It is Friday.
We did it.
It's real. Pinch yourself. You made it.
We made it through, people.
That's right.
And that's
Happy
a full
Friday.
one, too. Monday through Friday. No free days this week.
No 4th of July
That's
or
right.
any other holidays.
No blockouts.
Although it is Fair Week.
Yes, it is.
In Eddie and Chavis County.
Mm-hmm. And
tomorrow's a big day for both.
Tomorrow's the big sale day and sale day for both. Yes. Tonight, though, at the Eddy County Fairgrounds, red hot, smoking hot bull riding happening at the Horse Council Arena, and then Aaron Watson taking the stage, 9:30.
So country fans.
That's right.
Probably, is he a Red Dirt guy?
He's a Texas country artist.
Country.
But he's also had a lot of mainstream crossover. He's written for a lot of bigger artists, and he's had songs on mainstream country radio.
Okay.
But he's like, as far as like Texas, like Red Dirt goes, he's one of the bigger names.
Okay. Well, if that doesn't strike your fancy tonight.
What's wrong with you?
Well, I got something else.
Okay, fine.
The Adult Center tonight's having their big trivia night tonight.
Ooh.
6 to 8 p.m. All things Disney.
See, I thought about it because I'm kind of a Disney fan.
Yeah.
I'm not a Disney expert by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah.
But I'm a fan.
Yeah, it's tonight at the Adult Center. It's a fundraising event for them. Peppers will be providing food.
Okay.
Cost is $7 per person, a team of 4. Mm-hmm. And so gather you and 3 friends that know they're Disney.
Yep.
And come on out to the Adult Center tonight, 6 to 8, and have some fun with the trivia night.
Should be nice.
Like I said, $7 per person. I know they had pre-registration, all that, but if you show up with a team tonight, want to play, bring it on.
They'll
bring
fit
it.
you in, I'm sure.
Bring it on.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe come in. If you really want to be baller, come in like as the 4 of you. Mm-hmm. Maybe one is Fantasia Mickey.
Okay.
Maybe one as a Snow White or a princess of some kind. I would throw in maybe an Aladdin.
See, okay.
And then we'll cap it off with a Goofy because why not?
I like where you're going because you spread the love around the entire Disney gamut.
Yeah.
Here's my suggestion.
Okay.
And feel free, any teams that you want to do this.
Mm-hmm.
So you show up, everybody dressed as one of the Incredibles.
Okay.
Okay. Whether it's Mr. Incredible, whether it's, Elastigirl.
Yeah.
Whatever. Each in your Incredibles outfit.
Mm-hmm.
And you call your team, wait for it, the Incredibrains.
I like it.
Boom.
I like it.
There you go. Freebie.
Or if you want to cover all of Disney property, like you have a Star Wars character, a Marvel character, classic Disney.
I'm thinking,
character,
like you'd probably fit in your Disney canon.
Like I'm talking one of the big ones, Goofy, Donald, the main OGs, and then one of a more modern Pixar,
like a Pixar.
Yeah.
So you get like a Nemo.
Yeah.
Maybe like Woody.
Yeah.
Like go old school Pixar and go like.
And
Woody.
then you just call your team. We own everything.
We own everything. Yeah. Right. The copyright kings.
And then if you want to go one step deep, start doing like ABC News anchors and ESPN sports guys because Disney owns all that too.
Yes, they do.
So but it's all things Disney tonight at the Adult Center, 6 to 8 p.m. Cost is $7 per player, teams of 4. Come out and have some fun tonight and help the Adult Center out.
I'd be good at that if the trivia was like stuff that really nobody should know, like who initially invested in Pixar and like how Pixar. Like I know like a lot of the business stuff side of things. I'm not real big on like who voiced this character. I'm like, yeah, maybe if it's like a bigger known character.
Yeah.
But,
I like my favorite thing is like trying to guess the characters when I don't know and I just hear them like in a commercial. I'm like, oh, that sounds like Dwayne Johnson.
Right.
Oh, that sounds
I'm
like. I'm
usually really good at that too.
That sounds like Ray Barone. Is that Ray Romano?
It's funny though. We don't have, because back in the day, actors who had legitimate like known voices would change those voices when they were voicing like cartoon characters.
Yeah.
Now the big move is you just use your normal voice.
Yeah.
That's what people are paying for. That's what they want to hear. So they want to hear this goldfish sound like Bill Hader.
Yeah.
So they don't want Bill Hader to put on a voice. They want Bill Hader.
I want my parrot to sound like Chris Rock.
Right. Right. We're not paying for Chris Rock doing a character. We're paying for Chris Rock being Chris Rock.
I want to see a parrot punch Will Smith.
Which
anyway,
is how we got circus.
Yeah, what happened to that? That was that Will Smith punch thing. Everyone's not talking about that.
It's had its repercussions. I think Will Smith, he lost a lot of work.
Well, yeah, he's dropped off the face of the earth now, but it just kind of died.
Chris Rock's doing a stand-up tour, but here's the thing. He said this on like one of his first shows. I think people lost interest after that. At like one of the first shows during his tour, he's like, y'all, I wrote a whole hour of stand-up that I've been testing in clubs around the country for the last 6 months.
Yeah.
I did that like before all this happened. We'll get to this. Let me work my material first.
I like it.
So that's
why you paid for the ticket.
I guess he makes like a couple of scant references. He's like, I think at one point he said, besides some recent stuff, things are pretty good for me right now. So he makes reference to it, but loosely.
Yeah. Just think of him and Chappelle went on tour together.
Oh, God. They kind of were. I mean, they weren't on tour, but I think it was at that Netflix is a Joke Fest where Chappelle got attacked.
Yeah.
Chris Rock was on stage, I think a few minutes after.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was one of the people on stage.
Lucky.
Right?
Yeah.
You ever go night-night?
Hey, we got to thank the fine folks at McDonald's. Each and every Friday, they are kind enough to provide us with delicious breakfast treats. I had me an Egg McMuffin just a little bit ago.
Still haven't even touched my oatmeal.
OG Egg McMuffin had me that this morning, which I usually don't eat during the mornings here, but today I felt like it. So nice. Had that, and I'm
treat yourself.
About halfway through my tea, so all's good in this world right now. But you can enjoy these same treats. Swing on by any of your McDonald's here. They got you covered. Don't forget to download the app and utilize it. There's deals every day. I'm a baller with my points because the deals, I keep using the deals and not in my points.
Yeah.
So like
the
other
deals
day,
are too good.
Like the other day, my wife was like, hey, let's order, what's going to do McDonald's? So we ordered, I think it was dinner. And I went through, I said, hold on, kid. Went through, they had the app for like, was it 10% off?
20% off an order of $5 or more.
Yeah, that's the one.
Every single time I go through the line, I use that app.
And I used it and knocked a great big off the bill there. And I was like, see, this is awesome. Yeah. No points needed. So, but download that app, utilize it today. It's pretty handy and tasty.
It is.
Don't eat your phone. Eat the sandwiches that come from it.
Stuff that comes from it.
Yes. Here's what we got on tap for this hour of the show. We'll get you up to date with the weather. By the way, still exclamation, the weather!
Well, at least it's consistent.
That's right. And then here we're going to be joined by the Chaves County 4-H Shooting Club. I believe it's I'm not sure if it's just the pistol team or more of the shooting club here, but they've been out winning awards and making national championships, and they even got the county proclaimed July the 28th after them and all this good stuff. So we're gonna talk with John Thosen and some of the shooting sports kids and talk about their national championship, all this good stuff. So that's coming up in just a few. Then a little bit later on, we'll get you up to date with local news along with your Town Hall Wall Street business update and whatever else we can come up with for this hour of the show. Before we do any of that, though, let's go ahead and take a gander at the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Sunshine for most of the day. Pretty hot. We'll be in the upper 90s, but we do have a little bit of moist air coming in, so some afternoon showers and thunderstorms will be possible. For the overnight hours, maybe a shower until about midnight and down to the low 70s. Sunshine on Saturday, but an isolated late-day shower possible, mid-90s. Maybe an afternoon storm and about 100 Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 76 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 67%. Winds currently out of the north at 15 miles per hour. We are looking at a 20% chance at some showers for this afternoon, mainly after 3 today. They do say some of these storms could produce some heavy rain if we get them, so we need the rain. So let's hope some of that happens at least. Mostly sunny. High of 96 today. Winds will be out of the east, 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, we're looking at a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms before midnight. Once again, if we do get some of these storms, they could produce some heavy rainfall. Mostly cloudy with an overnight low of 73. Winds will be out of the south, 5 to 15 miles per hour. For the weekend, Saturday, a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms for the afternoon. Once again, if we do see some storms, they could produce some heavy rainfall. Mostly sunny and warm. 97 for a high tomorrow with east winds, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy. Overnight low of 73 with south winds at around 10 miles per hour. Sunday, we're looking at a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms for the afternoon. Otherwise, sunny, highs right around 99. Winds out of the south, 5 to 10 miles per hour. 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms Sunday night as well, mainly before midnight. Mostly cloudy with an overnight low of 73. And then Monday, when you head back to work and teachers, my wife officially has to be back to work Monday. She's really excited about that. I joke. I jest. There is a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms for Monday. Mostly sunny, high of 98. All right, it is 16 minutes after 8 o'clock. We're going to take a 3.5-minute commercial break, and then we'll have our Chaves County 4-H shooting sports folks join us on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
When I'm ready for new furniture, I don't want to wait for it. I go to Glenn's Furniture, where everything is ready for immediate delivery. Beautiful power reclining furniture, gorgeous dining room sets and bedroom sets, and the world's most comfortable mattresses. Glenn's has the quality furniture I'm looking for at the best prices around, in stock and ready to go home. So don't wait around. Hurry to Glenn's Furniture at the corner of Union and Alameda, delivering for free since 1953.
Attention Roswell and surrounding areas. Roswell Nissan announces a special vehicle liquidation event. Newly arriving inventory and an overstock on pre-owned vehicles means Roswell Nissan's got to make room. With huge savings on Frontier, Yukon, Ram, and more. Even some 2021s and 22s. And rock bottom back-to-school savings on Lexus, Chevy, Jeep, and even an Audi A5. If you've been putting it off, now's the time to trade up and save. The vehicle liquidation event on now at Roswell Nissan, 2111 West 2nd.
Buying a sewing machine from a big box store or online might seem like a bargain, but in this case, you really do get what you pay for. Just the machine. No lessons, no help with figuring out why it isn't working the way you expect, and no one close to fix it. Buying locally from an authorized retailer may cost a little more, but in the end, it will save you time, money, and aggravation. Come see me, Chris Ann, at So Easy Sewing, 200 East College Boulevard in Roswell, and let me show you why it pays to shop local. So Easy Sewing. You've never had it so easy.
The International UFO Museum and Research Center, alongside 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, wants to thank all of our friends that made the 2022 ufologist invasion such a success. A huge thank you to Candlewood Inn and Suites, Roswell Ford, Dion's Pizza, Home 2 Suites, Pepper's Grill and Bar, Rib Crib, Portofino's Italian Restaurant, La Grande Victoria, and Antigua Cocina Mexicana. We would also like to thank Clyde Lewis for bringing his show to Roswell. This year's festival was a huge success thanks to those great partners and the welcoming folks of Roswell. We can't wait to do it all again in 2023.
At La Grande Funeral Chapel, we believe that every funeral should be a reflection of the life it honors. The joys, the triumphs, the faith, the family, and so much more. For us, no detail is too small, no request too big. This is Rosa Aguilar. When the time comes to choose a funeral home, we hope you'll let us serve your family. At La Grande Funeral Chapel and Crematory, we make it personal.
I find the past to be an odd thing. Sometimes, when I'm reminiscing about the past, I remember it as the best of times. Other times, I'm reminded of failures and hardships. Sometimes it makes me sad, oftentimes it just makes me mad. I also meet many people who were stuck in the past. They're stuck in what used to be. Sometimes they're even stuck in their own brokenness and sin. So what do we do about the past? My advice is to celebrate the good, mourn and bury the miserable, and learn as many lessons as we can on the journey, looking forward to what lies ahead. Paul would say in Philippians 3, forget what lies behind and press on toward the goal. The goal he's talking about is the future. The truth is, I can't change the past. That chapter is already written. I can write a new chapter though, hopefully one that has God at its center and the joys that flow through Him. What about you? How do you want your next chapter to read?
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. 1 in 3 snake bite victims is drunk. 1 in 5 is tattooed. Hold my beer and check this out. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 20 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, we have, of course, John Thosen and the Chaves County 4-H Shooting Sports Pistol Team, the national champion pistol team. Good morning, fellas. Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing today?
Good.
Nice. All right, John, you want to take a minute and introduce the students we got in studio with us this morning?
All right, see if I can do that. Last time I was here, I called one his dad him. But
wow.
We got Chris Melton over here on the end.
Maurice.
Morning. Wyatt.
Good morning.
Morning. Cooper.
Morning.
Nathaniel.
Nathaniel's a talker. He's got a lot to tell us.
This is Sleepy Jaden.
Sleepy Jaden. All right.
Jaden.
Oh, Braden? Raiden. Sleepy.
Raiden.
We'll just call you Sleepy.
R-A-Y-N. But we just call him Sleepy.
Morning, Raiden. How you doing today? Well, congratulations first off, guys. That's a pretty big deal because I know we talked. I think when you won state last time, right?
Right. And before we went to nationals.
Right before you went to nationals. So let me guess. When we were talking last time state, were you guys thinking we got this national thing too, or was it like, well, this is pretty like when you got state, were you thinking that was, hey, we won, we got state, this is great? Did you ever, at that point, you're thinking, you know what, we could just go win the whole Nationals here while we're at it, too. Was that in the brain, or was it?
Yeah.
Is it?
It was kind of like, we won this. This was pretty easy. Let's go win.
It might as well, right?
Yeah.
That's what I figured. So, I'm curious though. The competition. You know, was it tougher at Nationals than state? Was it equally tougher, or because I'm wondering. Now we're talking different parts of the country. Imagine the boys from Texas probably know what they're doing. But you might get to other states and you're like, oh yeah, we got these guys. I mean, come on. I mean, was it pretty stiff competition from? And what particular states were kind of your toughest teams to compete against?
Kansas was the toughest.
It was a tough competition. Kansas was one of our toughest, and then we had Wyoming next to that.
Okay.
We went down the line.
Now, is it all 50 states that are represented, or do some states not participate?
All 50 states are invited, but only 39 showed up.
Okay, I got you.
Basically, if they had a team, then they can go and compete.
Right. Yeah. That would I guess if you don't have a team, it's really hard to compete there. So, but I mean, does like Hawaii or Alaska, did they have a team? Or
no?
Okay, I was just curious. I was wondering.
That'd be really cool.
This may be the last year of California. They only had one person, but they might not have anybody next year.
That's surprising.
Their legislature just passed a bill where basically youth shooting in California is now outlawed.
Jeez. Well, that's another issue for another day here. But yeah, because you think one of the largest states in the union, they should have no problem fitting some teams together. But that's awesome that you guys. So for folks that aren't familiar, what are the different events you compete in pistol? What is it? Is it all distance? Is it all like is stationary stuff moving? Like how is the competition set up?
You talk about slow fire and you talk about silhouette.
Okay, yeah, kind of tell us what the actual competitions that you guys compete in.
So the first one we have is slow fire.
Okay.
With a Smith & Wesson 41 and a red dot.
Okay.
That one you have a 25-yard target and 10 rounds in 10 minutes. And you do that 4 times in a row.
Okay. And you got 10 minutes to get off?
10 minutes for 10 rounds.
Which is a long time.
It's hard to take 10 minutes to shoot.
Now, do you want to take the whole 10 minutes, or do you want to?
You want to for the precision of it, but for us, it's hard to take 10 minutes.
Well, I'm just wondering because you're holding it, and I'm thinking the less time you're doing this, the more accurate your aim's going to be. So that's why I'm thinking it's probably the longer's harder.
Yeah, you have to go and get your stance and everything else, and you shoot one-handed.
Okay.
So you come up, you shoot one shot, and then you come down and rest.
Okay.
For just a second, whenever you're ready, and then you come back up.
Okay. So you do get so you're using that 10 minutes. A lot of it's resting, or thinking about preparing. You're not actually upholding the gun and aiming, and yeah, because that's a workout.
It's a workout just to hold it up one-handed.
Yeah, exactly here. So that's the slow fire.
Yes,
competition. Now, the other one
silhouette.
Silhouette.
So
okay.
This one, so there's little, or not, I don't know. They're little from a distance, but they're about. It just depends on the size. We got 4 different sets of animals. Yeah.
Okay.
And they're all steel targets, and the chicken, chicken, pig, turkey, and ram.
Okay.
Chicken, pig, turkey, and ram, and you shoot 5 shots at each of those, and you're using a Thompson contender with a scope on.
Okay.
And we shoot, but we have to shoot them in order from left to right. So if you shoot one out of order, so say you were on 2, but you accidentally shot 3, that wouldn't count.
Got you. Okay.
Keep going.
So they're trying to get you not only do precision, but attention to detail and doing in some of the, all right, can this, not only shoot steady, but shoot cool and shoot correctly and shoot exactly what they're supposed to be shooting and things like that. And then obviously they choose animals that are game animals that vary in size. So like a turkey's going to be a little smaller than a pig, but or a duck certainly is going to be smaller than a pig. I've seen some pretty big turkeys, but but that's really cool. So and you do that with pistol? Wow. See, because you don't really, at least I don't think you don't take a pistol out to the woods, shoot. Impressive, because it's a lot harder. That's why rifles were invented.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So to do it with a pistol is pretty impressive. So now I got to ask, I mean, you guys love shooting. I'm sure you guys love shooting more than just pistols. What's your favorite? Is it pistol, or do you guys love shotguns or rifles?
Favorite.
Like if you had your drug that said, this is what I'm doing today, would it be the pistol, rifle, shotgun? What would be your Black Powder, what would you be into?
I would be shotgun.
Shotgun
I really
for you?
don't have a favorite.
You don't have a favorite? You love them all? All come to the party?
Yeah. As long as
All right.
I'm shooting, I'm happy.
Yeah,
that's
shooting something,
like
I'm good
church
with it.
Yeah, as long as I'm shooting.
What's your favorite?
What about you, Sleevey? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It's just stuck.
I mean, I enjoy all of them pretty equally, but I enjoy shotgun just a little
Shotgun.
bit more. I love shotgun.
Well, it's a whole different, and for folks that aren't familiar with the firearms, shotgun is a completely different learned skill set than rifle and pistol. Everything they teach you in rifle and pistol, you do just about the opposite in shotgun. Like they tell you to squeeze the trigger in rifle and pistol, they just yank the trigger on a shotgun. They tell you to aim with a rifle or a pistol, it's pointing with a shotgun, and you just
These guys all shoot shotgun too on the 4.8 shotgun.
Do they?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Well, and that's just fun because it's more satisfying target bust. Let's just face it. I mean, you put a hole in a piece of paper, that's cool, but it ain't as cool as watching the clay pigeon getting dusted up in the air. You know what I mean? That's it's cool. So when for you guys, when did you start in shooting sports? Was it through this, or were you guys like even younger with your families out hunting and doing stuff with firearms? What was your experience prior to being a part of the 4-H team?
For me, I grew up with a hunting family, so I've been around my whole
It's in your
life.
blood.
Growing up shooting.
Is that pretty much all you? It looks like everybody's nodding their head.
Yes,
Yeah, we kind of grew up and doing this kind of stuff. I would imagine, John, that's good and bad for you as an instructor because they got experience, they know things, but I know this. People, it's like golfers. You kind of got to untrain the bad habits sometimes, whereas if you have someone who's just new and first time ever picking up a firearm, you got them fresh. You teach them all the habits. You teach them all the proper techniques. Where you guys grew up, I'm sure you guys were all pretty good shots before this, but what John was teaching versus what maybe your parents learned might not be quite the same.
I was pretty lucky with these. They all pretty much knew the basics. We worked on our stances, this and that, and they all listened and paid attention. And we're really good. And they're a good team. They get along, work well together. So, like I say, we shoot pistol, and I coach shotgun too. So we've had a lot of fun. They're laughing here. There's some stories I'm not going to let them tell. I think they're wanting to. But.
Because I mean, this is the part I do want to hear a little bit about. But you guys, because where was Nationals at?
Grand Island, Nebraska.
Okay, so you guys have used to traveling out of state. That's probably your biggest trip together to Nationals here. What are you guys doing on the trip when you're not shooting? What do you get to do? Some sightseeing and some fun.
That's what he doesn't want us to tell.
Keep the family friendly stuff. But did y'all have anything that might get you in trouble later? But we don't
talk about that.
Good deal.
For sure.
Yeah,
I imagine.
really well.
Except for that
I
hibachi
would
place.
imagine.
That hibachi place destroyed our gut.
I would say 5 teenage boys. You probably shut down restaurants before you all left, didn't you?
We went to a Japanese hibachi restaurant one night, and they ate and ate and ate, and so did I. When we got in the car, we couldn't hit a little teeny bump without the whole car.
We felt sicker than dogs. It was bad.
I feel your pain.
Rough trip on that one.
I feel your pain. I'll share a quick story with you guys that's similar to that for me. When I was about your age, I was involved in Boy Scouts and everything else, and I grew up in Maryland, D.C. area. And matter of fact, at one point I used to run a rifle range and teach shooting sports to the scouts there. But anyway, different story. When I was about your age, I got a chance to go out to Philmont Scout Ranch, which is a big deal. You guys familiar with that up in Cimarron, New Mexico? It's a national scout ranch. It's huge for the country. It's right here in New Mexico. But we took the bus trip out from Maryland to here, and our bus broke down in Kansas. It was a whole thing. But when you're up there, you spend like 10 days backpacking, eating dehydrated food, and you hike about 100 miles, and you go up there. It's fun. But afterwards, we've been eating dehydrated food. We hadn't taken a shower in like 10 days. We were living in the mountains for 10 days. And so afterwards, we got back to base camp. We had our night there. But on the bus trip out, the first night, we stopped at this smorgasbord, and I think it was Nebraska somewhere. I'm not sure. It was somewhere. I don't remember. It was a long time ago. And we ate so much food. I mean, you guys worrying about bumps? I didn't make it out the restaurant. I was barfing in the restaurant before we left. And I puked and rallied because I hadn't had dessert yet. So I actually got sick, and then I hit the dessert bar. So I know exactly how you guys are.
Yeah. They were full. They had some new experiences, too. It's kind of unusual for me to understand this because I lived all over the country, but none of these guys had seen fireflies before.
Oh, yeah.
So, I thought you said you had. Well, anyway,
that's kind of an interesting thing, first time, huh?
So we caught fireflies and brought.
Like, did you recognize what they were the first time you saw them, or did you like, what the heck is? I mean, you'd seen them, but for those that had never seen them before, did you?
Someone here thought
guess you saw them in movies, like, all right, that's what that is. But
that was my mom. My mom thought it was like firework embers or something.
Yeah, no, they're bugs that their butts light up. That's the ones.
Yeah, that's where the term butt light came from.
That's right. Yeah, we used to catch them in jars and stuff when we were kids. Back east, we'd have them all too. So did you do like any sightseeing places? Did you get to go any or just eat and shoot?
It's busy schedule.
We went to a water park.
We went to a water park.
Oh, nice. You did get a little downtime.
Yeah, we got a little bit of downtime.
Nice.
We ended up at Cabela's.
Yeah, Cabela's and where was it?
Sportsman's Warehouse.
Oh, man.
And then Sportsman's Warehouse.
Did you have any money left after that place?
Not really.
No.
I was like, yep, let's spend all of our money on that trip. But how about meeting did you get a chance to get to interact and mingle with some of the other competitors and talk with them and kind of get like how their shooting sports programs are? Is it very similar to what you guys do, or was it different, or?
Somewhat similar, but I do have a story.
Okay.
We were there. It was the first day we were competing with the slow fire.
Okay.
And he was up there on the line. He was getting ready, arm up, ready to shoot, looking at the target. And then he sneezes, pulls the gun over, and crossfires on the person right next to me.
Oh, man.
And it was
a girl
hilarious.
from Wyoming, and we were making fun of him for the rest of the trip.
It was pretty funny, Dave. we made fun of me the rest of the week.
So what was it? Was it dust? What caused the sneeze?
I was already getting sick from weeds here in
Roswell. So the allergies were bugging you.
Allergies were messed up the whole trip.
And I imagine that's really difficult to shoot with allergies and things like that because it's all about sight picture and breath control. And when you have, a clogged up nose or itchy eyes, that's very difficult to do those kind of things.
It is. Yes, sir.
Oh, and by the way, having the strength to keep the arm steady to get that shot off too. So,
yes, sir.
Golly, that's so I'm curious. Now, when you compete in pistol, is it everyone shoots the same caliber, same style pistol? You don't get a choice of calibers or anything like that, or shoot a preference or anything?
No, there's multiple different styles of pistols out there, of semi-automatics that we shoot, but we all have to shoot 22 pistols.
Gotcha. So it's all got to be 22.
All
but
22
if you prefer a different style that's a little more comfortable for you, that's okay. But as long as but the sights probably have to be exactly the same, I'm guessing, or can that even be?
That can vary some.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So they do give you a little bit of personal choice or that kind of thing.
Yes, sir.
I didn't know if it had to be standard, like nope, you got to use a 22 Marlin with this scope and this thing on this thing or something like that.
No, sure.
But it was a great opportunity. While we're talking about it, if there's other folks listening that want to get their kids in 4-H, we'll start our new year in October.
Okay.
And just contact Andrea or any of us or whatever.
Okay. Well, if you're out at the Chaves County Fair this week, hit up some of the 4-H folks. They'll get you in touch with John. Yeah. If you're out, like, say, going out to the livestock auction tomorrow night or something like that,
that's
tonight.
That's tonight.
Or tonight,
yeah,
I'm sorry.
We'll be out there tonight doing that.
Eddy County's tomorrow night, sorry.
Yeah.
But, yeah, the 4-H, so get out there. And by the way, if you've ever been out to one of the junior livestock, go check it out. Go out there tonight. You'll be blown away by the numbers that come through on that thing. It's kind of exciting to watch when you start seeing the numbers rack up on some of these animals and things. It's pretty cool. Do y'all ever do that stuff? Show animals and?
You should.
Yeah, I kind of figured y'all did a little bit of that time or two.
Yes, sir. I did 2 goats this year, and we have 1 in the sale. So we'll be out there tonight.
So you'll be out there. So you want everybody to come out and bid. So is this going to be college money for you? Are you a senior or junior?
I'm a senior this year.
This year. So
it'll go towards my animals next year.
Okay.
To finish out my last year.
Good deal. How many y'all going in to be seniors? What grade you guys in? I should have.
I'll be a sophomore.
Sophomore. Okay.
Going in to be a senior.
Senior.
Freshman
as well. So you're the next leadership. So when these guys step off here in a year, then you three are going to have to step up and be the guys in charge here too.
I've already kicked these two off.
He's like, I'm already in charge.
Wow, thanks, Wyatt. Thank you.
Is there a limit on how many can be a part of the team?
You've got 4 members on the team.
4 members on the team, and then an alternate or gotcha. But like I said, the program itself has way more than 4 members that are part of it. So if you want to come in and get the introduction, and this is the thing, your skill level is not relevant. If you've never picked up a firearm before, no problem. John will get you the safety and the training and everything else. Matter of fact, you'll talk safety long before you even touch a firearm. So that's rule number 1 here. Yeah. But definitely check it out. And like I said, come out to the fair this weekend and see if you can track down some 4-H folks and do all that. Oh, he's showing his camera. Justin cameras on me. So what's plans for you guys? Like I said, you're getting ready to go back for the school year here, but for you seniors, what are you going to do after high school here? Do you have? I know you got a little bit of time, but have you kind of narrowed down your choices?
A little bit, yes, sir.
Okay.
I'm finishing some school stuff, and then I'm going to be doing some other wildland firefighting classes to look into that some more.
So, do you ultimately want to be like one of the firefighters out fighting the wildfires and what have you?
He already is.
Possibly, yes,
okay,
sir.
but do it as your career for.
Yes, sir.
Good deal. Okay.
I'm looking into that.
Is that a family thing? Do you have family does it too, or is that just?
So my dad and grandfather were Roswell firefighters.
Okay.
They worked for the Roswell Fire.
So it's a bit in the blood.
It's a little bit in the blood.
Nice.
I like more of the wildland side of it, so
Gotcha.
that's what I'm looking at.
Okay. Well, I know. Matter of fact, a friend of mine, her son is one of those guys, and he loves it. He's, of course, his hobbies when he's not doing that, he likes to go out and you know the old hand paintings on the hieroglyphic type stuff.
Yes, sir.
He goes out to those caves out there where the Native Americans had their hunting grounds and all that.
Mm-hmm.
He'll go and photograph and explore those caves and everything. So that kind of lines up with his day job when he's not, putting out fires. He's walking around out there anyway. So pretty cool. But for you have thought about what you want to do after high school now?
Most likely go to college and probably do something like a major and dealing with a computer and tech and stuff like that.
Okay.
It's probably going to be the most logical thing for me because I really love stuff like technology and
Okay.
that's kind of up my alley,
Okay.
So
do you do some of the computer stuff with 4-H too, along with the shooting sports?
no, not really. It's just strictly shooting sports for
Okay.
me. But on the side, kind of as a hobby, I'll mess around with computers and
Okay.
stuff like that just for fun.
What's
basically.
like your end game? Do you want to be like a computer programmer, or do you want to,
Programmer, maybe cybersecurity, something like that.
Okay. So usually you want to design games or design some kind of software that makes everybody's life easier. So
Yeah, that's a possibility too.
you never know. Think of that app one day. Maybe it'll be tied together. Maybe your technology will tie into shooting sports stuff. Who knows? You never know. Maybe some kind of is there any apps that like give people like good hunting grounds and all that kind of stuff? Is there any apps out there that are like that, where you give skinny on where's a good place to hunt and things like that? I wonder maybe maybe you design that app and now everybody will have their. It's like the Yelp for hunting.
Yeah.
Yelp.
I'm trying to encourage him to look into a forensic computer. 'Cause
Okay.
The way he analyzes things and everything else, I think he'd be great at that. And there's some real opportunities there.
Do you like CSI and those types of shows, or those kind of those crime dramas where they got to break down and solve everything and do all that?
A little bit. I'm not the biggest fan of them, but they're
Okay.
interesting. I will say that.
Well, a lot of computer stuff. So, how about for you, for the younger guys? I know we're sophomores and freshmen, but have you thought about life after being kids, being adults, and once you're on your own here? Have you thought a little bit about what you want to do?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really decided.
Well, you
yet,
got time, but
yeah,
I mean,
I got time.
like dream job. Like I don't care if it's astronaut. Like if you said you whatever you want in the world, you got to pick it right now. What would you say at this moment? I don't care how goofy or crazy it is. It's just what's your dream?
have.
Man, I've never seen you quiet.
Yeah.
What's going on here?
Did I stump him? All right.
To have a hunting
This is
ranch.
the first.
To
Here.
have, well, yeah, probably to have like a hunting show.
Okay. To be like like on
Ted
TV.
Nugent.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
Yeah, like meat
All right.
eater.
That'd be cool. Yeah. All right. What about for you? A dream? I don't care how goofy, crazy, off the wall it is. What would you want? What would you say today?
Well, right now I'm in high school. I'm taking down the welding path of.
Okay. So maybe being a welder and doing all that.
Yeah.
Can you hold your breath? See if you can get a job as an underwater welder. They make like
Don't blow up.
Yeah.
I'm not going that far.
Okay.
Yeah.
But-
I want to change mine. I forgot.
Okay.
Actually, probably like country music star. Is
Okay.
probably a bigger one.
I think you knock both of them out.
Yeah,
You
I
could, like do
take both
you know
of
one
them.
segment you're talking fishing, next you do a song, and then segue
Yeah.
to a hunting segment.
Well, if you get him off the rock and roll, he can be your guitar player then.
There you go.
Here's
You
our
could be
guitar
the next
player.
Ted Nugent.
So is that your dream band, like rock band?
Yes, sir.
All right. So you're a rock fan. What's your favorite rock band?
Metallica.
Complete agreement with you, brother.
Oh boy.
I only listen to one band. You're just right here. It's like, do you like music? Like, nah, I like Metallica. that's me.
Well, it's a
That's
good
me.
thing he's not traveling with us. We'd have to deal with people.
We'd be both be fighting over what's the better album. And all right, now I just did it. Your favorite Metallica album?
Master of Puppets, or I don't know, Red Lightning's good as well.
Yeah. Those are two fine choices. You know what? If I had to pick album, I'd probably have to go Justice, because one is probably my most favorite song. Puppets is darn fine too. But do you like the newer stuff?
Not as much.
Yeah, I've grown to appreciate the latest album. And the rest of the guys are like, what are you talking about? We're talking. Me and Ray are talking.
I never would have pictured you as a Metallica fan.
I found them in 1986. I heard Master of Puppets, loved it, and then I saw the video for One in '88 on it. That was their first MTV video. See, I'm a fan, and I fell in love with them ever since. And I love Metallica. They're like if I told people if Beethoven and Bach and all those guys were alive today, they'd be listening to Metallica, because they're the closest thing to modern classical music.
We'll take your word for it, won't we, guys?
It is. Am I wrong?
And it's not that I despise country or anything like that.
Yeah.
I can listen to it.
Sure.
But it's just not my.
It's not your thing. I get
We
you.
put you to sleep on the drive.
Like I said, I can listen to it. It's just not something I would personally-
We put him to sleep.
Exactly.
He does a lot of his best things to sleep.
No, it's very. It's just when you start getting down and breaking, and especially some of the he's talking about Lightning and Puppets and those albums. They've got a couple 12-minute instrumentals that it's right there with those classical music pieces and things like that. It's their music's pretty complex. It's like I remember one time when I was in the Air Force. This was in the '90s, and there was a local bar band that was pretty good. They had a CD and everything, which was kind of a bigger deal back then because you didn't have internet everywhere and all that stuff. So they had an album, all that, and they had their own music, but then they played some covers, and they played "For Whom the Bell Tolls." And I asked him one day, I said, hey, can you play one? And he looked at me and just laughed and said, we're not that good, dude. It just kind of told me that, no, that song's way above our skill set on doing that, which kind of surprised me. But he talked like I just asked him to, crack the code of some kind of secret society or something to play that song. But yeah, it's anything. Anyway, I got way off track. I'm going to bring it back.
I'll stick with Merle Haggard and George Jones.
Yeah, I love all that stuff. There's some I can dig it, get down and have fun with it too. But when it's me and myself and I, then we're going to Metallica. So that's just,
well, some of them told me they like country music, so I gave them a stick with 3,200 old country
I'm about to say,
songs
which
on
country
it.
you like today's country or like country, real country?
Mostly older country, but there's
Mostly
a
the
couple
older
good
classic
songs.
Okay.
stuff.
Do you like the red dirt stuff, the Texas country? Because that's closer to more classic country than anything that's kind of playing on our hot new country station right
like
now.
Eli Young Band and stuff.
Yeah, and all that. That's, to be honest, that's pop. What country, modern country is what pop was when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Kinda. That's kind of, and then bands like Metallica, they were underground and wouldn't be
Real
on.
country died a few years ago, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, and I don't know, these things are getting hot, so I'm taking them off. But I think it gets reciprocal. Like, I think at some point that'll kind of.
We got some guys trying to bring it back, but
So So if the whole shooting thing doesn't work out, we got some musicians in the group at least here. So good deal. You singing? Or are you playing guitar? Or you
play guitar and I kind of sing.
Have y'all played together?
Well, not like
we've played with each other, but not
like,
together.
Okay, but you like jammed or whatever, just got your guitars out and jammed together for a little bit? See, that's probably pretty fun, and I bet you guys probably have more in common there than you think. Because Metallica's got quite a bit of country roots in them, too.
Yeah.
Get some of their like if you listen to the Garage Inc. and some of the
Load and Reload.
Yeah, you know, there's some country twangs in a few of those tunes in there, too. So anyway. So what's next for you guys? Now that you won nationals here, is it just start a new year and try to repeat?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
They're going to maybe work with some different pistols, air pistols, because you can't go back once you've shot nationals.
Okay.
In that event, you can't do it again, unfortunately.
Oh, so that was like your one shot.
That
you
was
win
our
it,
one
and
shot.
that's it. So you said, well, since you only got one time to do it, might as well go and win this thing.
So we're looking maybe they got some new coaches coming on next year, some real good ones, and we're looking at air pistol, and so they might they'll still shoot 22, some of them, but they might focus on air.
So
pistol.
is air pistol like BB gun?
No,
or is it a little more?
It's more sophisticated than that.
Okay.
Yeah.
In fact, the guns that are competitive in this are right around $1,500 guns to be competitive.
Okay. Do they shoot like a bullet or more like a BB?
A pellet or a wad
Yeah.
cutter. Some of them more accurate ones now shoot a wad cutter. But
now, is it all like CO2 or do you have to pump it up 57 times?
CO2 is pretty much a thing of the past. It's all compressed air.
Yeah, it tells you how long I shot BB
CO2
guns
is
and that
actually
kind of stuff.
illegal in a lot of the competitions.
Oh, really?
Now. Yeah, there's some of the safety issues they say and this and that.
I didn't like them as a kid because I had a pistol that had a CO2 cartridge you popped in, and then I had a pump BB gun that looked like an M16. And, I was a weird child. But anyway. But anyway, that CO2 was awesome, like the first couple shots. But after like the third or fourth shot, that thing petered out pretty quick.
You got weak, and then if you don't screw them in fast enough, you freeze your hand with it.
Yeah, they're kind of garbage. I'll take the pump action any day. That was, at least I know what I was getting,
Well, if we get them set up with the pistols we want to, they're going to have a real good experience next year, too.
Nice, cool. Is it a different skill set with the aim? Because I imagine that pellet travels a little different than a bullet does, or does it get enough velocity where it's
a lot less
These under
forgiving.
2,500 pounds of pressure.
Okay, because I know like BBs, they kind of do this number when they're flying.
No, they're very accurate.
Very accurate guns.
Your shooting principles are still pretty much the same. Your stance, your breath control,
Sure,
everything,
sight
trigger
picture, the
control,
whole,
and everything.
yeah.
You're just putting a pellet down there instead of a 22 pistol.
Yeah. We're almost out of time. I got to ask, though, what's like the hardest part for you guys to master? Like, what aspect of the shooting? Was it the breath control? Was it the breathing? What was it? Was it the sight? What was it that was the hardest for you to kind of get down and grasp?
Probably the time management.
Okay.
Of it.
That's the big one.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, because the other stuff, at the end of the day, you're doing it every single time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of probably almost like second nature. It's almost ingrained. And like even as soon as you pick up the gun, your breathing probably automatically sinks into that mode because that's just what your brain does. You know what I mean? So once you do it enough times, you're doing it without thinking about doing it, Whereas the time thing, that's because you don't do that in every competition. That's where you're like, all right, if I don't do it the right way, I'm going to jack this up. So makes sense.
Said it, but sometimes it was focus. Sometimes it
was focus.
You got to focus. How much of shooting is mental?
About 99%.
All right.
Yeah. It's
How
true.
many times did I tell you that?
Countless times.
He's not wrong.
If I had 10 hands, I could probably count.
I could tell. I got to know them well enough. I could tell when they're shooting, whether they were thinking about they're shooting or thinking about something else. And
yeah,
sometimes I'd pull them aside. Hey, did you have a bad day today? Yeah, well, put it behind.
Yeah.
You.
Sometimes
and they did. They stepped up, got her done.
Sometimes it's like Bull Durham. If you ever seen that movie from the '80s, there where he was. I don't know if it's probably too old of a movie for you guys. It's a baseball movie with the dude from Yellowstone.
Yeah.
But anyway, there's a scene where the pitcher he throws a super fastball, but he can't. He's hitting the bull mascot. He's hitting everybody with the strike zone, and so they do a bunch of stuff to get him distracted. And it's like at some point he's like, "Stop thinking, just shut up and pitch." And sometimes sometimes you just got to stop thinking and shut up and shoot sometimes. And that's that always reminds me when they get that movie of that sometimes.
These guys worked hard though. After we won the state championship, we knew we had to get to work. We were shooting 2 nights a week. And sometimes more than that, some Saturdays too. So we put in a lot of hard working hours. They earned their place in the national championship.
That's awesome. Congratulations. And that's something they can't, you got that the rest of your life. So.
Yep, they'll never forget it. How many times I tell you guys that too? They'll never forget that.
That's right. You have to be telling your kids, grandkids, and everything else. Do you get a trophy, belt buckle? What's kind of the prize for national champion pistol team?
I think it was like
ribbons.
I think it was just medals.
Okay, you got medal
mostly medals.
Yeah. Cool.
We got
like medals and ribbons and stuff.
Nice.
Like that.
Okay, I didn't know if they went a little more. Since it's shooting sports, a little more something you could wear or something like that.
We got a buckle at state.
We got belt buckles.
Okay.
At state.
Nice.
And then nationals, it was mostly just ribbons.
So y'all could bling up pretty good between the buckle and the medals and everything.
Real nice belt buckles.
Nice. Maybe a shadow box someday where you put all these things in and keep them as keepsakes and all that. So. Very good. I'm going to give you guys last word. Anybody would say hi to? Anything you want to mention? Anything, John? Anything we forgot to mention that you want to definitely get word out?
No, I just like I said, I'm real proud of these guys. I think they did real good. I'm looking forward to what they can do next year and the year after. Hopefully, we'll get some more new team members. And I told them they need to recruit some gals. They're usually the best shooters, but so we're working on that.
Yeah, they got more patience than you guys do. Sorry. It's just a fact.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody?
Shoot us every time.
How about you guys? Anybody would say hi to? Friends, family?
Just hi in general.
Hi in general,
anybody.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
I think
Okay.
Papa's out there. Hi, Papa. I'm not sure if he's listening.
Nice.
I think he is.
Yeah.
Good deal. So you got any kind of summer left, or is it back to work now?
Next week.
Finish
is when
this
we
week
go
and back to school.
All right. I didn't know if you had a last little hurrah before back to school or anything like that here. So good deal.
Well, we do have one more, our last pistol shoot.
Okay.
And we are going to do some things different. We're going to shoot I'm going to expose them to some things different than we've been doing. So we're going to do some pin shooting, and we're going to do some steel challenge shooting, and we're going to kind of have a fun day in August, and that's our last shoot of the year.
Yeah, that's always fun when you get to do things like to be honest, we did it safely, of course, but when I ran that rifle and shotgun range and everything on the Boy Scouts, with the staff and everything there, I did a blow up day, and things that were old and we're going to throw away anyway. It's blast with a shotgun, blast it with rifles, and they're throwing up shaving cream cans and blowing them up with shotguns, and safely, of course, in a safe area. But you ever seen a shotgun blow up a shaving cream can like a barber saw? It's pretty fun.
Tannerite's the best.
What about the watermelon with a 44 mag?
Oh yeah, we had some fun. So
shaking up Coke.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, there's a lot of great stuff. Pro tip: don't shoot at a rubber old canoe oar. That bounced back on us. Well, thank you guys. Congratulations, and good luck this year too.
Thanks for having
Thank you.
And
thank you.
Who knows? Maybe you'll see you back here next summer talking about state and national championships here again and all that. Good
You
stuff.
will.
You will.
Good deal. Well, congratulations, guys, and congratulations on the also the 28th. Being named the Chaves County 4-H Shooting Pistol Day, too, by the county commission here, which I think our county manager will talk more about next hour. But yeah, congratulations on all that stuff. So good deal. Thank you, guys.
Ready. Thank you.
All right.
Sir.
It is 8:55. Let's go ahead and take a quick break before we get you in the news. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters. Hold on. I got to hit a button. There we go.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. The U.S. economy shrank from April through June for a second straight quarter, raising fears that the nation may be approaching a recession. The decline that the Commerce Department reported Thursday followed a 1.6% annual drop from January through March. President Biden and his administration went all out Thursday to play down the troubling new economic report, trying to pull focus instead to major legislative progress on measures to tame inflation, reduce debt, and preserve America's competitive edge. JetBlue Airways is buying Spirit Airlines for $3.8 billion in a deal that could increase competition at the top end of the U.S. airline industry, while eliminating the largest discount airline for travelers on a tight budget. The agreement announced Thursday capped a bidding war that began in April, and it came one day after Spirit's attempt to merge with rival discount carrier Frontier Airlines fell apart. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Attention Roswell and surrounding areas. Roswell Nissan announces a special vehicle liquidation event. Newly arriving inventory and an overstock on pre-owned vehicles means Roswell Nissan's got to make room. With huge savings on Frontier, Yukon, Ram, and more. Even some 2021s and 22s. And rock bottom back-to-school savings on Lexus, Chevy, Jeep, and even an Audi A5. If you've been putting it off, now's the time to trade up and save. The vehicle liquidation event on now at Roswell Nissan, 2111 West 2nd.
If you need a Kubota that works and plays hard, stop looking. You'll find everything you need at Amigo Machinery. When it comes to tough Kubota tractors, mowers, construction equipment, and utility vehicles, all with low-rate financing, Amigo Machinery is your one-stop shop. We are passionately committed to providing our customers with the highest quality products, most innovative solutions, and services delivered with integrity and professionalism. Stop by Amigo Machinery in Roswell or see us online at amigo-machinery.com.
Martine's Capital Cafe in Roswell offers authentic and highly rated New Mexico food. Explore their amazing menu featuring huevos rancheros or asado with eggs or their green chili stew. And you can't forget their award-winning green chili cheeseburger, all made from scratch using their finest and freshest ingredients. Open for carryout with curbside delivery or limited dine-in. Just call ahead 624-2111. Martine's Capital Cafe, always pleasing the most refined palate. Open Monday through Saturday from 6 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. at 110 West 4th in Roswell.
Hey, Mark.
Morning, Sam.
Having the house remodeled?
Nah, I got termites, and they're chewing the place up.
Welcome to the neighborhood. I've got them too.
Really?
Yeah, just had a termite treatment put in.
You did? I didn't see a lot of digging around your house.
That's because I went with the Centricon termite colony elimination system. It's a lot easier to install than what you're doing. They just place bait stations around the house, and then the termites share the bait with each other until the colony is gone. No digging, no chemical solution, just simple protection that's environmentally responsible.
Wow.
Yeah, I even got a green chemistry award from the EPA.
Centricon, huh? I'll be right back.
Hey, where you going?
Tell these guys to stop digging. I'm getting Centricon.
Call Bob Reed Pest Control today for all of Southeast New Mexico. 575-623-5344.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The first toilet being flushed in a motion picture was in the movie Psycho. Mike thought it was Gone with the Wind. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 8:59. Stay tuned next hour, about 9:15 or so. We'll have Chaves County Manager Bill Williams join us, fill us in on the highlights from last County Commission meeting, of which the team we just had in studio were recognized. So we'll talk about that and the other things they had on the agenda. That's coming up next hour. We'll be back. Don't go away.
Hugh Hewitt is now in Roswell on 106.5 FM KEND Roswell.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Search and rescue crews are busy looking for people missing amid devastating flooding in eastern Kentucky. The severe weather is blamed for at least a dozen deaths. Firefighter Glenn Caudill says damage from flooding in Perry County, Kentucky has touched just about everyone there.
It's bad, it really is. We've been a fireman almost 27 years, and this is the worst I've ever seen. People unaccounted for. Probably 95% of the people in this area here has lost everything. Houses, cars, animals. It's heartbreaking, it really is.
He spoke with WCHS-TV as search efforts taking place on the ground and from the air. And President Biden has now approved a federal disaster declaration. Parts of nearby Virginia and West Virginia also slammed by severe weather. There's been flooding elsewhere around the country, too, including in parts of the Southwest, Arizona, and Nevada. It would appear that the January 6th committee hearings on Capitol Hill really haven't moved the needle at all.
A special congressional committee spent weeks holding televised hearings about the Capitol riot on January 6, 2021. But a Rasmussen Report survey finds the hearings have had little effect on public opinion. The poll finds that 34% of likely U.S. voters say the House Select Committee's hearings had made them more likely to vote for Democrats in the fall's congressional midterm elections. But 30% say the hearings have made them more likely to vote for Republicans. And 32% say the hearings haven't made much difference in how they'll vote in November. Ken Lorman reporting.
A closely watched Commerce Department inflation gauge jumping 6.8% in June from a year ago, the biggest increase in 4 decades. On Wall Street, the Dow's up 144 points and NASDAQ ahead 162. More on these stories, townhall.com.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover. All for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter 3388 at checkout. That's harrys.com, code 3388. Enjoy.
China says President Xi Jinping has warned President Biden not to play with fire when it comes to Taiwan. This as House Speaker Pelosi considers a visit to the island. The two presidents held a marathon phone call yesterday.
The Chinese are usually quite strong about any sort of visit by U.S. lawmakers to Taiwan. They do see them as provocations and warn against them. But given that Nancy Pelosi is quite senior, and she's also from the same party as the president, Joe Biden, so all of these things seem to have increased the kinds of reaction and warning from the Chinese. Mr. Biden said last week that the military thought it wasn't a great idea for her to go right now. So he's come that close to basically saying that it probably isn't a good idea from his point of view, although he didn't put those words in his mouth.
The BBC's Barbara Platt-Usher of the White House says Mr. Biden emphasized the importance of peace and stability across the Taiwan Strait. News and analysis at townhall.com. Debris from a massive Chinese rocket is expected to crash to Earth within days. Experts have no idea, though, where it will come down.
The 10 stories tall, 20-ton Chinese Long March 5B is currently in an uncontrolled descent towards Earth and is expected to crash land on Sunday. Makes it any better, scientists say only 4 to 9 tons of debris will actually land on Earth. U.S. Space Command says they won't know the exact spot until several hours prior to re-entry. Tasha Stevens reporting.
The $280 billion CHIPS Act is on its way to President Biden's desk after winning final congressional approval in the House. The stated aim of the measure is to boost the domestic computer chip industry, providing a more level playing field in the face of fierce competition from China. Once again on Wall Street, the benchmarks are higher this hour. The S&P is up 40 points. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Oh, I failed it. Chris and Viernos.
The bell. One of these days we should just fix it. We say this, but we never do it.
I never thought to fix it. Oh my gosh. Fix it. Of course.
There it is.
Chris and Viernos.
All right. Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Friday.
Yeah.
Hope your Friday is going swimmingly well.
Mm-hmm.
It is for us because it's McDonald's Friday.
It is indeed McDonald's Friday.
So big thank you to McDonald's for providing us with delicious breakfast treats. Hopefully the high school boys finished it off for us.
Yeah.
I hope they did.
I think they all kind of just filed out. I heard them talking about it. They had to go get the goats ready for the show.
Oh, yeah, they do. They got showing to do. So, yeah, busy lads.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, because tonight's the big livestock auction, so money to be had for some of these kids tonight. It's a lot of fun. Speaking also tonight, the Adult Center wants to invite our trivia knowledge folks out. They've got a trivia contest from 6 to 8 tonight. All things Disney. Teams of 4. Cost is $7 per person. Peppers will be providing the food for the event. And so you can grab yourself 3 friends, preferably knowledgeable in all things Disney, of course.
What you're going to want to do is find 3 different scientists in largely the same field.
Mm-hmm.
Theoretical. What? The joke is blown. I was basically going to say you need to cast the Big Bang Theory.
Oh, yeah. You need a Wolowitz, an engineer.
Engineer.
You need a Kuth-Prali, your astronomer.
Who's an astronomer? Okay.
And
See,
then
I never watched the show enough to know what kind of science. I think we're all theoretical physicists.
Leonard and Sheldon are theoretical physicists.
Okay.
One, they started with string theory, and then went on to dark matter.
Right.
So, I'm a nerd for that show. I've seen every single one of them.
So I'm curious.
10 times over.
If what would be your like wheelhouse trivia? Like if they were having a theme, what would you think you would be your best at? The best at?
See, that would be
because I think I already know what yours would be.
I mean, as far as what I know that other people don't,
yes,
I'd probably lean in the history area.
I was leaning towards like Civil War.
Yeah,
like if the topic was the 1800s, I feel like you would just.
I do better than others, I think. Yeah. See, I'm a jack of all trades. I know a little bit. Like I could do a little football and NFL and all that. I can do some of your Disney kind to a point.
Sure.
To a point, but yeah. Odds are I'll know the answers in the group that relate to Civil War and history that others would not know.
Mm-hmm. So I think I would definitely, and this would never. You'd be more likely to see a history trivia night than you would be to see a pro wrestling trivia night.
Yeah.
And I feel like I could kill in that.
Yeah.
Just because I know.
Of course, the history you can get pretty in the weeds too.
That's true.
As you can with entertainment.
But I've also done a lot of side research, like just as a hobby research.
Yeah. Like I nail that Grant's Tomb one every time. Who's buried in Grant's Tomb? Nail it. Got that one. Who's
Grant?
I know it's a joke. That's the.
Right.
It's a joke. Who's buried in Grant's tomb? Throws people off sometimes.
Bing, Grant. More specific. Hugh Grant. Seen him you know what? I was going to say I haven't seen him in much, but he's in the new Dungeons and Dragons movie.
There's a new Dungeons and Dragons movie?
There's a new Dungeons and Dragons movie.
Really?
Yep, it's coming out a couple, or I think it's like in September, October. Like yeah. You know, it looks amazing. He ran, dude. He bolted in.
Roy lit up like a Christmas tree, man.
Like, I'm on it.
No. You know when that movie's coming out?
You do.
March of 2023.
Really? And they just
next year.
They had the first trailer at Comic-Con last week.
I hate when they announce stuff
So it must be a big deal for announcing it
They do
now.
that with games all the time, like the Elder Scrolls and stuff. They announced it like 3 years before the game was ready.
So is
More
there
like 10 years.
Yeah.
big names in this other than Hugh Grant?
I think so. I haven't watched the trailer. I just know that Hugh Grant is in it as like I think a mage.
Okay.
Something.
He's not like one of the main.
I know Chris Pine's in it.
Oh.
Chris Pine's in everything.
So you got the captain.
I feel like.
But he looks very old in this.
Now, see, Dungeons and Dragons is you can kind of generic it up because there's not, other than that cartoon in the late 80s, early 90s, I don't know really of Dungeons and Dragons on screen anything.
Well, it's a Hasbro studio that's making this movie.
Is it really?
Yeah.
The people who brought you Battleship.
Well, is Dungeons and Dragons a Hasbro product?
Was Battleship made by E1, if you know? Or
you see now you're getting
Entertainment One. I think no, they were Hasbro. Yeah,
E1 is it says a Hasbro
okay,
company
well then
underneath.
it was.
There was a
them.
Battleship movie, but
There was a Battleship movie. Yeah,
there was.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if it really did the game, but there was a movie.
I don't know if
about
they own Dungeons and
It
Dragons.
starred Rihanna randomly. There's some trivia for you.
Yeah.
See, tied it all together.
TNT shows it on TV every once in a while.
Do they really?
Yeah, Battleship movie.
Supposedly, there's a Tetris movie in the works.
Is that like the Pixels movie?
Right. I don't know. I don't know how it's supposed to work, but that's what I'm hearing.
So this is a problem with legalizing marijuana. Things like this happen.
This is it right now. Like, all right, man. So what if? Hold on. Let me finish. Tetris, starring Chris Pine.
Well, it's cool. The trailer for the Dungeons and Dragons movie has that Led Zeppelin Whole Lotta Love.
Okay.
See, I haven't watched it yet. I just know that they're doing one.
I always think of the Michael Winslow. You know, cool and
Now, if this D&D movie stars Michael Winslow, I'm in.
Yeah.
Now I'm in.
Yeah, see, that takes.
Now
me
I'm back in.
He's not. But that would be great. He provides the whole soundtrack.
Right? He's just standing there going. He just does Jimi Hendrix for 2 hours.
Yeah. He's just in the booth doing full. That's him the whole time. Every sound effect. It's there you go. Michael Winslow.
And if he's doing it in the police academy uniform, it would be very helpful.
I'm sure he still has. He's bound to still have it.
This is part of what's making me laugh too about watching Stranger Things 4.
Okay.
Because one is now they're right in the heart of where all the people were talking in that time period of D&D being like devil worshiping and all that.
Mm-hmm.
That when it was that.
It's Satanic Panic. Yeah, they're covering the and
they're right in that era.
I lived through that.
Yeah,
my parents. Too. Yeah, my parents had just become born again Christians when like that was at its height in like the late '80s. I remember we watched a John Ankerberg special, and this thing stuck with me because it was basically talking about how heavy metal music was pushing like satanic themes, and they used like just at the time to me. Graphics that were like violent, like people like pulling stuff out of their mouths and faking hanging themselves on the cross. And like, it scarred me for life as a kid. So I was like, yeah, heavy metal music is the devil. And that plus we had this book that was floating around called Battling Satanism, A Haunting Task. And it had like all the symbolism and just history of it was I knew a lot about Satanism as a kid. I kind of took a fascination to it.
He's like, I took a class. So
I love that they're
so
doing
right
that.
in the middle of that, but something I got to just mention real quick because we mentioned Michael Winslow. It made me laugh because they're in episode 3, I think it is. They're sitting. It's the guys at the house sitting there, and they're like, "What do you want to do?" Ooh, Police Academy 3's playing at the movie theater. You want to check out? And one of them says, "No, I heard it's stupid." I was like, "Well, of course it's stupid. It's Police Academy 3." But
right.
Was that Citizens on Patrol number 3?
I think so. Probably.
I think that was number 3. That's one. Bobcat was big time into that one. Bobcat Goldthwait.
I'm wondering, have you gotten to the part where they tried New Coke?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was last season.
Yeah, that was season 3.
I love
3.
Lucas's dissertation of New Coke.
Yeah.
He's like, bubbly, effervescent, sweet, but not too sweet. It's great. Real quick, and I know we got to get to the guest, but Michael Winslow is having a resurgence right now.
As he should.
He was on America's Got Talent last season.
Because
and he made it pretty far. Like he made it several.
Was he on the show?
Yes, he was.
Legit, Michael Winslow was on the show.
Michael Winslow was on America's Got Talent. Like
they
last
let him
season.
on?
Yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
and he made it through several seasons.
Was he just doing sound effects?
Sound effects and
Stand-up comedy?
Stand-up comedy along with sound effects, yeah. And he got pushed well through. He's what they call a voice-instrumentalist. And
Did the judges know who he was? And everybody knew who he was?
Of course.
I just assume. I don't know.
You think when someone already has got talent that we know of.
Yeah.
But, he was on literally last season of AGT. And he's having a huge club resaw. He's in demand on the tour circuit.
Good for him.
Right? I'd give him a round of applause, but he can give himself his own. So.
I'm just noticing it's not helping getting Police Cat movies back on the air. I haven't seen them in a while.
That requires the approval of the Goot.
Yeah, and he's not giving it. We will have our county manager, Bill Williams, join us here in just a few minutes. We'll talk more than Michael Winslow, I promise. And he'll give us a rundown of what happened last county commission meeting and all the highlights there. Before we do any of that, though, let's go ahead and take a look at your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Sunshine for most of the day. Pretty hot. We'll be in the upper 90s, but we do have a little bit of moist air coming in, so some afternoon showers and thunderstorms will be possible. For the overnight hours, maybe a shower until about midnight and down to the low 70s. Sunshine on Saturday, but an isolated late-day shower possible, mid-90s. Maybe an afternoon storm and about 100 Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 79 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 58%. Winds currently out of the north at 16 miles per hour. A little breezy at the moment there. There is a 20% chance at some showers and thunderstorms this afternoon, mainly after 3. They do say if we do get some storms, they could produce some heavy rain. Mostly sunny, high of 96 today with southeast winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. 20% chance of rain for tonight as well. Mainly before midnight. Once again, if we do see some storms, they could produce some heavy rainfall. Mostly cloudy, overnight low of 73, winds out of the south 5 to 15 miles per hour. For you Saturday, 20% chance of afternoon showers and thunderstorms. Once again, if we see some storms, they could produce some heavy rainfall. Mostly sunny, high of 97 tomorrow with east winds 5 to 10, shifting to the south in the afternoon. Saturday night, partly cloudy, overnight low of 73, winds out of the south 10 miles per hour. And then Sunday, we're looking at a 20% chance of afternoon showers and thunderstorms. Otherwise, sunny, hot, high of 99 with south winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. 20% chance of rain for Sunday night as well. And a 20% chance of rain on Monday with a high of 98. All right, it is 18 minutes after 9 o'clock. We're going to take about a 3.5-minute commercial break, and then we'll have Chaves County Manager Bill Williams join us on the other side. Don't go away.
There's nothing like the rich look and luxurious feel of real leather. Glenn's Furniture has a special inventory of high-quality leather furniture in dozens of beautiful colors. Power reclining sofas, love seats, and recliners in a variety of styles, all covered in soft, durable leather that would look fabulous in your home. Visit Glenn's Furniture at the corner of Union and Alameda and upgrade to leather today. Glenn's, making homes beautiful since 1953.
Sure, you can inspect your own roof, get out that rickety ladder, crawl around up there and try to spot the problem until... Or you could call the experts at Do Right Roofing. Do Right Roofing has quality products for any type of roof. They can even install seamless gutters. Do Right Roofing will inspect your roof and give you a free estimate fast. Keep your feet on the ground. Call Do Right Roofing today.
575-623-2273. Let Do Right do your roof right.
Find them fast in names and numbers.
Roswell Skin Center is here to provide comprehensive skin care to southeastern New Mexico in a friendly and warm environment. Dr. Cometti and his team continue to offer a full scope of medical and cosmetic dermatology services, from treating skin cancer to helping you look your best. Roswell Skin Center is proud to introduce Anna Ingalls, licensed esthetician who specializes in cosmetic treatments including laser rejuvenation, hair removal, facials, chemical peels, and more. Anna is accepting new patients, and when you schedule your first treatment, you can receive $50 off and begin earning valuable discounts to be enjoyed throughout the year. Schedule with Anna by calling 575-208-2509, and for more info on our services and rewards, go to roswellskin.com.
The ENMU Roswell Pool is open for summer 2022, and it's open 7 days a week from 10 to 11 every day for lap swimming and from 11 to 5 for open swim. Just $5 for the whole day. Once you pay, you can stay all day. With full concession stand, lots of covered seating, seating, and more. Swim passes are available, and ENMUR students get it half off. Book the pool for your next party or get-together and run the pool from 6 to 10 p.m. For information and reservations, call 575-624-7305. That's 575-624-7305.
Good morning. Start your day with breakfast from the Valley Cafe. Try the Breckwich, full or half, with sausage, crispy bacon, fluffy eggs, pepper jack cheese, and maple Dijon spread, all served on a toasted sourdough. Or their breakfast burritos with your choice of sausage, bacon, or both, perfect to grab and go. You aren't dreaming. The Valley Cafe, open 7 a.m. The Orange Building across from Church on the Move, 801 Brasher in Roswell.
I find the past to be an odd thing. Sometimes, when I'm reminiscing about the past, I remember it as the best of times. Other times, I'm reminded of failures and hardships. Sometimes it makes me sad, oftentimes it just makes me mad. I also meet many people who were stuck in the past. They're stuck in what used to be. Sometimes they're even stuck in their own brokenness and sin. So what do we do about the past? My advice is to celebrate the good, mourn and bury the miserable, and learn as many lessons as we can on the journey, looking forward to what lies ahead. Paul would say in Philippians 3, forget what lies behind and press on toward the goal. The goal he's talking about is the future. The truth is, I can't change the past. That chapter is already written. I can write a new chapter, though, hopefully one that has God at its center and the joys that flow through Him. What about you? How do you want your next chapter to read?
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Elephants use these skin folds on their bodies to crush mosquitoes. Mike Winters uses his to hide M&Ms. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 22 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, Chavez County Manager Bill Williams back with us. Morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you, Mike?
Doing great. How's life treating you?
It's been good. It's a little breezy outside this morning, but
a little different,
if
isn't
it blows in some rain, it'll be well worth it.
Hopefully, we got a nice little rain the other day. Hopefully, get a few more of those here this weekend. Hopefully.
Yeah, I log it. I have a book, and I got 2 tents at my house the other day is all I got. I didn't get any during the heavy rain, and so for the year, I'm just under 2 inches of rain for the entire year.
Man, that stinks.
So, yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, we're over halfway through the year. We're only at 2 inches. So.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. And of course, last year we had over 20 inches. It was a pretty wet
year. That's a good year. Yeah, that's a real good year for us.
So, and, other people had more and less, of course. But I felt like I was kind of right in the heart of it last year. 20 inches this year, I'm right in the heart of the drought.
Nah, well, maybe the fall will be better for us here in the moisture-wise. Cross your fingers. We'll see.
Rains on both the just and the unjust.
Exactly.
So I do have hope that maybe it'll rain on me.
A little bit. Come on down. Of course, county commissions had a little bit off schedule this summer with meetings not really lining up on their normal weeks. But
yeah, we've been a week later with, I think, 4 meetings this spring. So, but we'll be back on track for next month and throughout the rest of the year unless something
unless another meeting or another event happens that we need to adjust.
I mean, we schedule these at the beginning of the year and have it all lined out, but then other things happen and we can't make it.
Especially if it's one of these call to action type events type things. Those usually turn up at a relatively quick time pace.
Right. So. And Commissioner Cavan and I went to the National Association of Counties last week, which is why, it happened to be scheduled during our commission. So that's the reason for this particular commission meeting being pushed forward 1 week. So
good deal. But for August, I think everything's back to normal.
Everything should be back to normal.
Good deal. So by the way, if you do not know, county commission meetings are always open to the public. They meet on the third Thursday of the month normally at 9 a.m. at the commission chambers there at the county admin building.
Right.
So, on 1 St. Mary's Place is the official address.
That's correct.
Yeah. Matter of fact, if you want it easy, go through the main entrance, the one with all the doors and stuff, the main entrance. Keep walking straight, you'll bump right into the county commission chambers.
That's right, straight ahead.
You'll bump right into it. And then, of course, the county manager's office is right there, too. So, but as far as highlights go, what's some of the stuff we do want to let people know about that took place at this last commission?
Well, as you know, because you've been doing this for a long time, you interviewed Stan for years.
Yes.
Before he left, you've been interviewing me since I took over. The July meeting is usually wrought with boredom.
Yes. Because really, the last month was the big grand finale, getting the budget put through and getting dotting the I's and crossing all that good stuff.
Well, this is the month where we have to renew a bunch of agreements and all those things that come into play because
it's a lot of housekeeping.
Our fiscal year, ends June 30th and begins again July 1st. So there's a whole bunch of documents that just have to be done, and they're pretty
just mundane.
Mundane. Yeah, that's very good. We do, however, the actual official budget is actually passed in July because we have to close out the books at June. So we have the interim budget is approved in its entirety prior to July 1st. But
Right.
we have to get the final results of all the revenues and the expenditures that took place in June. And so once they get that and they make everything balanced, then they bring that back in July and present the actual final
but
budget.
that's mostly a formality.
It's more of a formality because everything's done other than
the hard work's already been done.
A few numbers being added here or there or something. So, but anyway, we did have some highlights. One of the highlights, and of course it ties to your guest last hour.
Yeah, with the Chaves County shooting sports pistol team. Yeah.
Yes, those guys are amazing. Do not stand in front of them when they're shooting because they will hit you.
They know what they're aiming at.
So we had a proclamation for the Chaves County 4-H shooting sports, and we presented proclamations to Rainin Melton, Reese Melton, Nathaniel Higgins, Wyatt Curry, Cooper Campbell, and then their coach, John Thosen. They not only won the state championship, but then they went to nationals in Nebraska, raised money to do that. They don't, they're not flush with cash.
Yeah.
These kids worked really hard.
Sure.
And they've worked really hard to become that good of a shot. Bullseye, silhouettes, there are several different categories, and they just dominated this thing.
Yeah.
I believe in the nationwide event, they finished 9th, which, how many hundred shooters were there? That's pretty darn good.
Absolutely.
But in New Mexico, they were far and above everybody else. They did a really good job. So that was exciting to see the kids get an award for that.
Absolutely,
And they're in the middle of the county fair. So a lot of these kids had to, prioritize, okay, I want to get my award, but I still have my pig coming up. Or yesterday was sheep.
One of the young men we had on this morning said, he's in the livestock auction. He's got a couple goats in the livestock auction tonight. So I think he booked it out of here and went to the fairgrounds to get ready for tonight
right.
and everything else.
They've been working really hard this week. I think yesterday was the sheep show, but I could be wrong.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've been.
But tonight's the big junior livestock sale. So this is kind of the big grand finale for these kids all week.
Yeah.
So.
And so if anybody would like to encourage these kids, of course, go out to the sale and you can do add-ons. You don't necessarily have to buy the lamb.
Sure.
And they get a lot of support from the community. So a lamb may go for $2,000-$3,000, and average person's not going to want to do that. But you can also do add-ons. You can just say, I'm going to add $50 on.
Yeah, help the kid out.
And that's really helpful to the kids.
because the money used is either depending on their age of the kid, it'll go towards their next project for next year's show, or they use it for college money to pay for college and all that. So
paying their feed bill.
Or paying the feed bill. Yeah, exactly. It's kind of the fruit of their rewards here. The effort, the fruit of their efforts, basically, is what they're getting. Is showing that it's basically they've been teaching these kids, raise these animals, the hard work, everything involved in that, and you work hard and you get rewarded hard, and that's kind of. This is the reward for their lesson today.
Yeah,
so.
And it's day in and day out. It's not like, I don't feel like taking care of my lamb today. I mean, every single day they're out there.
Don't care if you're sick or whatever.
Don't care if it's over 100 degrees. You have to be out there and teach them to behave in the show ring and other things. So the kids do a really great job, and it's really neat when we get an opportunity to honor the 4-H and FFA kids within our county.
Yeah.
And so we were really happy to have a chance to do that yesterday. Like I say, we had a lot of mundane in our meeting yesterday. Approval of DWI applications and forms and
so
those
the fun
kind of
stuff
things
is
that
when
we do.
the kids come in and do the proclamations and all. That's the fun stuff.
I have been doing a little research this morning. However, I didn't think about it till I woke up in the middle of the night and says, that would be good information to have.
Oh, an epiphany moment?
Yes. And unfortunately, it wasn't a moment. It was several hours last night sitting there. I don't really care anymore. Just let me go back to sleep.
We just lost hours of sleep on it. Well, I apologize for that.
But sorry, my phone buzzing here in my pocket. I'm trying to get it to quit. we retired some industrial revenue bonds yesterday for the Alderman Cave feed mill that's out on White Mill Road.
Okay.
And in case you've ever wondered why it's called White Mill Road, it's because the mill was originally the J.P. White Mill.
Ah, the White family.
And so since it was retired, I thought, well, it'd be really good to let people know when that was built and kind of what led up to all this
Give
stuff.
people a little bit of background.
Of course, in my usual method, I wasn't as prepared as I hoped. So this morning, been making calls and asking people. And as it turns out, J.P. White IV was pulling out of the burrito line as I was walking out the front door, and his window was down, and I was going to yell at him, but I thought if I do that, we're probably going to have a major accident here, so I didn't do it. So contacted about 4 other people before I came in this morning. We were next door at Kenneth Barbie's office, and he got him on the phone, and we think that the J.P. White Mill, we were wondering when it was built.
Yeah.
And the fourth told us that he believed that it was there when he was born in 56 and had been there for a while. So he thinks it may have even been built as far back as the 1940s.
Okay.
Probably late 40s, early 50s. Could be the possible time frame.
So we're looking 70, 75 year plus building.
That's really something for our community to have had for this long. Of course, it's had upgrades along the way and everything. And we'll talk about the IRB and what that meant as far as upgrades here in a minute. But we will call J.P. White III. He lives in Florida now, and by next time I come in, maybe we'll have a full history of what it was. But anyway, for today, we know that it was built sometime prior to 1956, possibly as far back as the late 40s.
Okay, so we're probably looking about 80 years or so. At least,
that's pretty impressive. But what we did yesterday was we retired some industrial revenue bonds. So in the year 2000, Alderman Cave or Bluebonnet Feeds bought the J.P. White Mill from whoever had it prior to them, and I'm not certain who that was, if it was still in the White family at that time or not. But there had been a fire at the mill sometime prior to 2000, because that's when this took place. And Alderman Cave probably owned it at that point, but there was a fire, and the mill was damaged beyond use, so they needed to repair it. And so they acquired industrial revenue bonds, and not a huge amount. Industrial revenue bonds, sometimes like for Leprino and stuff, are huge amounts, and they're tied, of course, to what they're going to bring to the community, whether it's economic development, whether it's a lot of jobs, a retail or a wholesale type environment that brings money into our community, and that's the purpose behind industrial revenue bonds.
Okay.
But they borrowed $3 million to rebuild the plant after it burned in the year 2000. And they're 30-year bonds, so that would tell you, well, they expire in the year 2030. So if you sell the property, you can just transfer the bonds, and the next owner will take over with that.
Take over payments, basically. Yeah.
One of the advantages for the owner of the business to have industrial revenue bonds is they don't always have to pay property tax. I mean, there's so many varieties. I was reading some stuff about them yesterday, and there are so many options. In fact, when this sale took place on the Alderman Cave property, a local attorney who's very experienced called me, and he said, Bill, what can you tell me about this? Because it shows that the title is in Chaves County's name. Do you guys own the feed mill? I said, no, they have industrial revenue bonds. He said, in my 30-some years, I've never experienced anything with this. How does this work? And so we explained, kind of how the industrial revenue bonds work. And they could be passed along to the new owner, and he would just pay them out for the additional 8 years that were left on them, and not have to pay taxes. The new owner chose to, no, I just want it all free and clear because I want to rebuild everything. I don't want that title in someone else's name. Because
he wants a clean title, clean slate.
Yeah, the county holds the title to the property, or the municipality, if they're the ones that issue the bonds, they hold it, but there's no liability. So if the person were to default on it, there's no harm, no foul to the taxpayer.
Don't lose the title. It doesn't go over to the county.
It just makes sure that the bond people can have access to auction it back off and get their money back if it has to. And industrial revenue bonds have a very low default rate. It's less than 3%, they say. So, they're very safe, and there's a lot of reasons why people do them. But
And of course, that's why they also probably selective on who they give them to as well.
and like say, if you're a company and you want to build widgets and you come in and, well, nobody else builds widgets in this area and we really need widgets, that might be a reason to do it, because then it's going to be a boon to the economy where people can go buy their widgets.
The county
spending
won't
the money and getting it in circulation in the county. Or it may be we have all the materials needed to build widgets here.
Sure.
We don't use widgets here, but we build those widgets here, and then we send them off somewhere else, and they repackage them and send them all over the world. So,
but basically, if your product is a benefit to the county, that's when they'll say, then if it's good for the people, then it's good for us to give it to you.
And the kind of the third reason people would want to do an industrial, or a municipality or a government would want to do an industrial revenue bond is because the huge number of jobs. Maybe we don't wholesale widgets. Maybe we don't have the materials to make widgets here, but we have the workforce here, and so we're going to put 400 people to work building widgets with, materials that come from somewhere else, ship them out. And so that all those things tie to our local economy.
Absolutely.
And
Cost
provide
living and everything else.
And so because it provides such a benefit, they're willing to not collect property tax for that period when the bonds are in play.
Sure.
And this was a $3 million thing. It was not a huge amount, but still they were not required to pay property tax on the particular type of bonds that they did. So they chose to give up those bonds. We want it free and clear. We want to rebuild everything.
And they don't get any penalties for paying it off early or any of that kind of stuff? No, there's no penalty or anything like that, just as long as they're repaid in full. And so that's the method they chose to do. So when you do bonds, you have to involve the public. And so you have an ordinance that you have to pass. So there's public meetings, and people can come out and say, oh, heck no, I don't want you to help fund that thing. So, I don't imagine anybody really would, but in theory,
it depends because, there's a lot of times someone will come forward and try to obtain an industrial revenue bond that may just give them a leg up on their competitor. And so we're very careful about it in this part of the world, but there are places where that happens.
Yeah.
And so,
in this particular case, that wasn't an issue here.
And you want the people to be able to have a say and come in and do their part and be in the process.
So when they're using it as a competitive tool to gain on their partner, or their rival business, then we're starting.
That's a different thing. And so anyway, we had an ordinance in place that was passed back in 2000, allowing us to do the industrial revenue bonds for that purpose, and the whole purpose has to be spelled out, and the repayment terms, all that. And so you have to retire those bonds in order for the ordinance to go away, and that's what we did yesterday. But
gotcha.
That was a really long explanation of what happens with industrial revenue bonds, and I don't think anyone knows how this fully works.
Does he just, I guess, cut a check for the remainder of what's on the bond and call it good, basically?
Yeah, there's a third-party bond administrator, I think they call it, and they are the ones who actually take the monies, and if there's a payment in lieu of taxes, which are usually in place, it's basically a negotiated lower tax rate. It's not just entirely no taxes in many cases. So they would send their payments to that person, who then would distribute it to the proper people, whether it was the investors who sold them the bond, that have the money involved, or if it was payment in lieu of taxes going to local government, schools, whatever.
Gotcha.
And so, it's just like in the closing documents, they send a check to the bond people, and it's done.
Good deal.
And our part, of course, was just paperwork because our name's on the title. We had to deed it back to them so that everything legally takes Chaves County off, puts them back on, and it's entirely theirs.
Yeah.
So if you have nothing better to do this weekend, drive towards Tatum till you get to White Mill Road, turn down the road, and you'll see they've been doing a whole lot of work out there. They've been cleaning the place up. Looks like maybe they're going to pave the entire area.
All right.
They've been working dirt work. They've got box crane out there. Has been unstacking portions of it. I think they're getting ready to really retrofit and make it a good deal, which is great because commodities raised right here in Chaves County go right through White Mill. Not all of them, but I mean, a lot of the commodities they use come from here. So,
well, and let's face it, in the world we live in right now, the more we're producing here locally, the better off our economy is, and everything. It's just supply and demand's goofy right now. So the more we're doing here locally is a good thing. So
supply chain, we raise the grain or the alfalfa, send it to the mill. They create livestock feed. We can take it out, feed our own cows. And
kind of we're good to go regardless of what the outside world's doing. We at least got people here taken care of. That's a good thing. So good deal. I'm glad I love the history. I love of course an end result that it's all win-win for everybody. And this is really almost and they lived happily ever after type moment.
Yes. So another thing that we did yesterday was we approved the CAP, co-op, and school bus funding that comes to us from New Mexico Department of Transportation every year. We ask for monies to chip seal our roads, to repair our roads. There's other things that we do as well, but these three programs specifically are for rebuilding roads.
Okay.
And it's a chip seal that we utilize to rebuild them. So we got, for the capillary part, we got $269,534. For the cooperative program, we got $124,131. And for the school bus roads, they're all designated differently depending on certain criteria, we got $277,300.
Now, does that money have to be earmarked to work specifically on those designated roads, or can you put it in the pot to work on all roads?
No, these particular funds, and these will be for next year's roads. We're always about a year out. We have to start applying for next year's. We have to come up with the termini of this road from here to here. They can't have been redone in the last 6 to 8 years.
Okay.
There's a lot of criteria.
So you have a little bit of leeway, but there's a lot of restrictions on where you can and cannot put this money towards chip seal.
So we do assessments on our roads to make sure which ones are the best, the worst, and then we make sure that we utilize as much as we can on the worst roads.
Okay.
And try to get them rebuilt. But this is an ongoing thing. Currently, the chip seal program that they have going on, most of that was funded in last year's agreements, just like the ones we did yesterday, that we approved yesterday. So
interesting. All right.
So roughly, $600,000 came from the state to help us build our roads. There is a match, in-kind match that the county does.
Okay.
But the state portion is about $600,000 this year, and it varies. Some years the state has more money, some years they have less. We've had over $1 million a couple of occasions.
Okay, so this is about average. It's not high or low.
Yeah, this is probably average.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you're wondering, for those doing election numbers in your head, this one doesn't quite go with your theory. Sorry. I know what some people are thinking. I'm just filling in that gap for you.
Well, I'm glad that the camera's not on me this morning, Mike, because people see me. They'll see me grinning at odd times as you stir the pot.
That's right. But that's good. So I would imagine, like you said, this is for next year. So when you see the chip sealers out, this is where that funding came from. So,
right.
Good deal.
Another thing that we did yesterday is we approved we have a resolution that approves the work plan and all. Then we have an agreement with the Southeastern New Mexico Economic Development District Council of Governments.
Okay.
I have to read that because that's really
hard. It is a mouthful.
It's really hard to remember. There's an acronym for it. The acronym is harder than
it's just as bad as it. Yeah.
So
I was in the military. I know exactly how that goes. Like, is this even an acronym anymore? It's like, come on.
But every year we reapprove our agreement and resolution, the work plan, what they're going to do for us, and it's for economic development.
Okay.
And it's Dora Batista is running that organization now. Paul Pappas has joined them. Mary Ann Burr works over there. Pansy. There's a whole crew over there do really good work and assist us in any number of ways to gain funding, whether it's legislative capital outlay, whether it's community development block grants. We entered into an agreement with them last year to assist us with the CARES Act funding because there's so much money, and they have expertise in how to manage those funds and to make sure we do the reporting correctly.
That's what they do, so let them do it.
and I mean, we have staff that's very good. Our finance director and the rest of the staff, we finally got a final rule from the feds. We had the interim final rule. It's like, wait a minute, isn't that a military term?
Yeah.
Kind of an oxymoron?
Yeah, exactly. It's like
interim final?
Is this a jumbo shrimp situation we got going on here?
Military intelligence, all those. And I joke there. That's not even a good one, but
no. But everyone agrees. So, I mean, I guess it's no longer a joke if it's true.
But they do a good job for us and help us in many ways to make sure that we can find funds, utilize funds, get all our reporting done so that these infrastructure projects that happen throughout our community do happen. And as a result, the economic development, the economic returns to our community. And so that was one of the agreements that I felt like I should mention specifically because it's with a local organization that really does a lot of work to help.
And that's something I know the county commission, they do all the time. When these organizations like them, and there's quite a few others just in various fields of needs and things in this county. But you guys, the county commission's always done a good job of kind of let the experts do what they do. You know what I mean? And we'll make sure you're doing the right things with it. But at the end of the day, you're the expert in the room on this. Why should we defer? Tell you our opinion on how to do it when you probably know how to do it better than we do. So so they really are good at when to let the people know what they're doing, do what they got to do, but at the same time, making sure they're not abusing or doing anything they're not supposed to.
Stepping into that little niche that gets overlooked a lot of times.
And that's at the end of the day, that's all you can ask for with government because these elected officials aren't experts in everything. And if they were, they probably would be doing those things instead of being
well,
you know what I mean?
Possibly.
And so that's part of leadership is knowing when to listen and when to execute. So I was just pointing out the county's always done a real good job of that. So
yeah, I think we're really fortunate to have the commissioners that we have, and they just represent the values of our community so well. I'm just really honored to work with them and for them and have them on our side. So that's good. One thing I should probably go over pretty quick. I don't know how much time we have, but
we got about 5 minutes or so. 5 to.
We talked about the infrastructure capital improvement plan yesterday. We accepted the terms of our agreement. Well, actually, it wasn't an agreement. It's a resolution to submit our infrastructure capital improvement plan to the state of New Mexico, and we're usually a couple of years off. It's a 5-year plan saying we'd like to possibly find a way to build this. It's all infrastructure projects over the next 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe this was the 2024 to 2028 capital outlay or infrastructure capital improvement plan, not capital outlay. And so we have to prioritize our top 10 projects.
Yeah, this is the list every year.
Yeah,
you guys
there are actually hundreds of projects on there from, fire departments turn in projects, the road department turns in projects, sheriff's department, the public services, everyone has projects and say, we need to build this, we need to improve this, we need to do that.
Right.
And so we have to whittle it down to our top 10. And then when we go to the legislators later on, they usually try to get us to whittle it down even shorter than that, maybe our top 5.
Okay.
They like us to present on 3, but it's pretty hard to only ask for 3 projects.
Sure.
And so usually we manage to whittle it down to 5, and they give us a little slap on the wrist. So, you weren't really supposed to do that many, but at least we narrow it down initially to 10.
Sure.
So that we all feel like these are our main priorities for the coming year, and then. And
I would imagine too, like ones that maybe did make the cut last year, like okay, we got to put that in this year because it didn't make the cut last year.
And a lot of times they'll fall off. Our needs change.
Yeah,
and
money came in or something else happened,
or something else happened. It might have got funded, in a different manner, and so that changes the whole thing. Or it might just be we don't need it anymore because something changed. And so it's a living document that we produce, and we look at it very closely every year and say, have the prices gone up? Now, do these numbers still reflect what it's going to cost to actually do that? Is there still an interest in the community to do that particular project?
Yeah.
Have we fixed it with some other means? all those things that you mentioned.
But kind of at the end of the day, for folks, it's still a little confusing. At the end of the day, it's really the county's kind of wish list of things they would like funding from the state on, and these are the biggest 3 projects that we would like that to happen. And so when the state at some point says, we're going to bequeath money now, and give me my capital outlay projects, and they start picking projects, and they start doing it. So in a nutshell, it's a little more, convoluted than that, but in essence, that's what's going on.
Georgiana Hunt is our grant writer. She does this every year, and it is a very difficult process, and lots of spreadsheets, lots of backup documentation. The verbiage has to be just right. It has to match on this line and this line. If you change a word, it might affect your funding, and she does a really good job on that. But along with this, we have to agree as a county. The county commissioners have to agree on what our top projects are, And so yesterday we brought it up, discussed it a little bit in the meeting, and our top 10 projects for this year for the infrastructure capital improvement plan.
Okay.
When I say for this year, to be submitted this year, but it's the 2024 to 2028
fiscal
plan.
year. Yeah.
Yes, because this is fiscal year 22, 23, so the next one, of course, will be 23, 24, which would align with this. So,
Which we still got the baby boy for the fiscal new year.
Yes.
It's not the old man yet. It's just a little baby.
Just a little guy. So our number one priority for infrastructure capital improvement is the health department, which we've committed to building.
Okay.
While there's funding here, and we've talked about this before, all these billions of dollars being floated around the United States, our Chaves County commissioners thought, wouldn't it be nice if 50 years from now there was something to show for all this money that our great grandkids are going to be paying for even then?
Absolutely. Now, some of the ones that get to the top of the list is part of the criteria that, well, we think this is something the state would fund. Like need is part of it, but
that does come into play.
Into the types of need the state looks into when funding versus what we think they should
yes,
need.
And timing is everything.
Gotcha.
A lot of these projects, it's not that they're not still important to us. It's not that they've gone down the list, but it's because of the possibility for funding sources.
We got a better chance of pushing this through than that one through.
We track and pay attention to all the different funding methods that we have and say, this looks like it's going to be a pretty good year for health departments. And so let's push that.
Sure.
And
because I'm hearing that and I'm like, this sounds like something they'd love.
Right. Well, the CARES Act, has so many buzzwords in there about community health, after COVID and all that. Delivery of services to certain parts of your community.
Right.
All of those things are in there. And so that makes it real easy to say, okay, this funding can be earmarked for that because it meets all these criteria and we can't use it for something else. So let's benefit our community long term.
Yeah.
And do something. So that's how the health department ended up on there. And
gotcha.
we did close on our property that we purchased to build a new health department. The New Mexico Department of Health came to us and said, hey, would you be willing to build the health department here? We were, trying to identify a parcel of land to build a new health department on. By state statute, the county is required to provide for the public health department.
Gotcha.
We don't provide the administrative offices for Department of Health, but we do provide for the local health office.
The property.
So,
gotcha.
the building, all
facilities,
that.
basically.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And so we purchased a piece of property essentially at the corner of, and it's not exactly at the corner of, but it's essentially the corner of Garden and Hobbs Street.
Okay.
So it's right near Pecos Elementary School, and there's a lot of room there, and we think it's going to be a good location.
Good deal. So
they actually asked for it, and so we were able to.
So really, all the ducks
are
are in line here. So as soon as they start funding projects, this one's probably going to be one of the first on the list because it meets the criteria that they are probably looking for.
And the county has already committed to funding this. And so at this point, it's okay, now if we can get additional funding, it allows that other funding to stay in the county where we can use it for other things. We've already committed to building it, but we're looking at ways to do it. And one of the ways that we want to fund that is community development block grant. We can get up to $750,000 from the federal government for a community development block grant project, a CDBG project.
Okay.
And we've applied for funding for this project through CBDG.
Okay.
So that would be $750,000 additional money we could get from the feds if it gets there.
Okay.
So that's one of the reasons we're pushing that project. The Brasher Road Bridge. We've talked about that before.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when it first happened, it was one of those stories about how well government works. And then it became the snafu that it was. The local people came to us in a planning and zoning meeting because there was a need for a new business out there. And they said, we don't want the business because the bridge is dangerous. You bring all those trucks out here. And right now people are going to the center of the road to get over the bridge. And that's just going to make it worse. We said, there's a problem with the bridge. Well, we don't drive down that road every day. We didn't really realize. So we looked at it and said, you guys are right. We got to do something about this. So we put it on our ICIP. We managed to get full funding from the state of New Mexico.
Shocking.
And we're
happy.
This is the way this is supposed to work.
Yeah.
People ask, and we provided. I mean,
government action
real
in a good way.
Real proud of the county and the way that they initiated the project, got it going, sent it through the legislature, sold them on the fact that we needed the money for this project. Our local legislators, helped us out. Then it went to the governor's office and it was vetoed.
Uh-huh.
It was a previous governor. I don't want to stir up anything that's not, but
Right.
a previous governor vetoed it. So, all right, we went back to ground zero. So we've been trying for about 4 years now to get it back. Last year, our legislators managed to get us the funding that we originally asked for. Unfortunately, in the last 5 years, the cost of bridges has gone up. So we're keeping it on there. Hopefully, they'll be able to give us a second commitment of funding so we can fully fund that bridge.
Well, the governors are coming down here to hang out on bridges, so maybe that helps the cause a little bit.
The third item is the Pecos Valley Dispatch. The fourth item, the courthouse windows. We have been funded for the courthouse windows. We've done the dome and the third floor. We have funding in place, and they should be starting construction real soon on the second floor.
Okay.
So that leaves the first floor. And same thing, the cost of building historic windows has gone up
I would imagine.
considerably over the last 7 years since I started.
And are
trying to
the
get funding
ones on
for
the
this.
first floor bigger than the second one, or are they all about the same size? And so I imagine they're going to be more expensive.
There's a real variety throughout.
Yeah.
I think that it's probably about the same overall number.
So I figure
by
it
the
might
time
be a
we
little
get
more
there.
expensive, lower, because they're bigger windows or something.
When
I'm
this
not-
started out, the opinion of probable cost was $495,000 for the courthouse windows to replace all the windows from first, second, third floor, and dome. And we're over $1.3 million is what it is actually costing. Of course, there's a lot of historic value and special construction, but it's just the cost of things have gone up, and we're getting close.
Is there grant money for like historical building renovations like that?
There are grants, and we look at all those kind of things, and there's so much competition for historic grants.
Gotcha. That
and
it's pretty competitive. Huh?
Yeah, and we've done some of that, but it's just really difficult, and sometimes there are so many strings attached. You don't want to get involved.
And I
with that.
imagine if you try to go that route, it probably hamstrings when you go through the government route to get the funding too.
Right,
So,
because you've got to get two different entities now to agree that these are historically accurate windows. And so we started with the state and went through the State Historic Preservation Office, got them to approve the new windows. They're better windows. They're energy efficient windows and keep the dirt and dust out.
But they
at
got
the
to
same
still
time,
be
they still
historically
have
relevant.
to look the right way.
Mhm,
So
yeah.
so we've done that.
We're about out of time here, so let's get the highlights. Yes.
Let me finish the 10 on the list. So the courthouse windows, St. Mary's parking lot was one that we added in.
Okay.
The parking lot near I Associates is nearly gone. East Pine Lodge pavement renovations is number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6.
Okay.
Chaves County Administrative Center, the concrete out front where all the trees are, that concrete is heaved. It's been ground off. It's to the point where we're going to need to replace all that. The realignment of 285 and Hobson. And this one is a pretty important one that we've added to the list. It's number 9 on our list. However, it's very important to us to figure out ways to come up with a regional mental health facility, whether that means work with other counties and have it there, just a design, just an evaluation, something. But we need to continue to work towards solutions for our regional mental health issues. And some other counties are a little further ahead.
I can appreciate roads and things, but I'm like, let's bump that as high as possible.
We may need to join other counties who are doing it. And then the number 10 is an additional $5 million for the industrial site, the improvements to the airport. We're working really diligently with the city to try to improve that into a real economic force for our community. The city and the county both are working towards that. So
knock on wood and see what
happens.
What shakes up and we get funded for and all that good stuff.
But thank you for having me on again. And
anytime we love having you on, and we love talking county business. And of course, we'll be back to our normal the third Friday next month here.
Yes.
So good deal. Well, thank you, sir. As always, have a great weekend, and thanks for all the information. I dug all the White Mill stuff and all that.
Hopefully I'll get better information for next time when Phelps III and I get to talk. He loves to tell the history of the community and of the family.
I love hearing
both.
some of that stuff.
So it'll be really good.
I didn't grow up here, so hearing it's kind of neat for me. So good deal. Well, thank you, sir. As always, appreciate it. We'll see you next time. It is 10 o'clock. That's going to do it for us. Thank you very much for allowing us to be a part of your day. Have an amazing weekend. If you missed any part of the show, don't forget you can check it out at your leisure online on YouTube, on Facebook, and all that stuff. You're listening to 106.5